I'm going to beat Daniel Cormier because I'm the better fighter, and I know I've got a bigger heart.
This is my time now. Dan Henderson has had his time. This is just another roadblock in my journey to accomplish my ultimate goal of being the UFC champion.
Eu acho que o Dillashaw tá falando demais, né? Eu acho que eu treino com os melhores do mundo, a parte em pé, minha parte de pé, eu acho bem mais superior do que a dele, então ele tá totalmente errado no que ele tá falando.
I'm glad that Renan Barão's questioning my striking, thinking that I have too much confidence in it and I have too many holes in my game. But ultimately, I'm going to prove everyone wrong and walk out of there the UFC champion tonight.
Memorial Day weekend, and that means the Octagon is right here at home in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. This is UFC 173, Barão versus Dillashaw, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Tonight's SAP is brought to you by UFCEspanol.com. Tonight's broadcast is available in 100% Spanish. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Jon Jones, Jose Aldo, list them all, but don't forget to utilize the name Renan Barão. Unbeaten in nearly a decade, he is arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. Tonight, he will once again be tested by a member of Team Alpha Male. And will the Baron reign supreme? We will find out. My partner, as always, Joe Rogan. It's fun when we get to cover these great fighters. Jose Aldo, his teammate, Renan Barão.
It's so fun to cover the fighters that are the elite of the elite, and that's what Renan Barão is. If he's not the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, he's certainly in the running. It's hard to figure out who subjectively is the #1 guy, but Renan Barão is spectacular in every form. He is spectacular with his striking. His ground game is elite. He's explosive, he's creative, and he's unbelievably successful. What I love about this fight is TJ Dillashaw has a shot at the mountain. And that becomes a big part of this fight. Can TJ do it? We know he has spectacular potential. Can he rise to the occasion? He's a great wrestler. He has great conditioning. Can he push this man, Renan Barão, into deep water? And can he take that title?
And let us not forget Demetrious Johnson, Mighty Mouse, as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters today. But when you talk about greatest of all time, oftentimes you talk about the legend Hendo Dan Henderson.
Well, Dan Henderson is a real legend. He's not just a legend. He's just one of the rarest fighters ever. A guy who had 2 titles consecutively in Pride. A guy who knocked out Fedor Emelianenko, the greatest heavyweight ever, as a heavyweight. I mean, Dan Henderson, there's a lot of people that will say, he's a one-trick pony. But that trick is really good.
Absolutely.
That right-hand trick is one of the most ridiculous tricks ever. He's got one of the best weapons ever in MMA in his right hand. But he also has great wrestling, and so does Daniel Cormier, and that's what makes it really interesting.
And it's an historic matchup, Joe, when you look at the fact both these men, 2-time U.S. Olympians.
And Daniel Cormier is so spectacular as a heavyweight. Won the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, has beaten not one but 2 former UFC heavyweight champions in Josh Barnett and Frank Mir. This is an outstanding fight. The real question becomes, can Dan Henderson find the chin of Daniel Cormier? Can he utilize his wrestling to keep this fight standing? Can he avoid the hand speed and fluid combinations? The fluid combinations of Daniel Cormier are a lot of things, is one thing that a lot of people overlook.
And can he land the H-bomb? Will it explode on the chin of Cormier? Also tonight, a collision of welterweight stars. In the bantamweight division, Japan's Takeya Mitsugaki, winner of 4 straight UFC fights, faces Francisco Rivera, who's on a 6-fight unbeaten streak. And at 170, Robbie Lawler, who just battled Johnny Hendricks for the welterweight belt, is right back in the octagon to fight Jake Ellenberger, who has earned 20 career wins by knockout. Our rules of the octagon are brought to you by Watch Dogs, the video game. Available May 27th. Pre-order now. 3 judges score the bout. The bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's championship fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point plus scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control. Tonight's UFC 173 is presented in high definition. Jam-packed MGM Grand Garden Arena. With 41 combined professional wins, former WEC champion Jamie Varner and fellow veteran James Krause are set to get things started at 155. James Krause never got the chance to challenge Jamie Varner when both competed in the WEC. But tonight, these 2 exciting 155-pound standouts will finally get the chance to throw down in the UFC octagon.
I'm expecting a fight of the night type performance between me and James Krause tonight. I like the matchup. He likes to stand and bang, and I like to stand and bang.
There's probably not going to be much of a feeling out process with me and Jamie. It's going to be an exciting fight for sure.
After putting together an outstanding resume that includes fights against the top competition available, James Krause got his call to the big show in 2013 and picked up 2 bonuses for his trouble, submitting Sam Stout in one of the best fights of the year. Tonight, he'll face fellow action hero Jamie Varner.
I'm the new guy rising up the ranks, and I think it's my time. I think his time's gone, and it's time to show everybody what I'm all about.
Former WEC lightweight champion Jamie Varner built his reputation for action-packed fights in the blue cage. And once he returned to the octagon, he didn't skip a beat, with 2 fight of the night scraps with Joe Lozon and Abel Trujillo thrilling fans from beginning to end.
I go into every fight looking for the finish, but I specifically go into this fight looking to finish James Krause in early.
James Krause is coming into this fight off of a disappointing loss to Bobby Green, a controversial loss. It was a very good fight, but unfortunately, the height difference between the two fighters led to a couple of low blows, and one of them led to the stoppage of the fight. Big John McCarthy ruled it a stoppage. I think it was a shot that landed on the cup, but Big John felt it landed on the stomach as well. James Krause was very disappointed by this. He has a chance tonight to rebound. Before that fight, he had an outstanding fight against Sam Stout. Sam Stout, a long-time UFC veteran, and James Krause put on a really fine performance against Stout. Utilized his long reach, excellent kickboxing skills, and eventually caught him in a beautiful guillotine choke for the finish in the third round of a very exciting fight. That was a big performance for James Krause. Krause is long, he's creative, he's very well versed in all the aspects of MMA, and at 20 and 5, he's got a lot of experience, both in the UFC, the 2 fights that he's had, but more importantly in the WEC and outside the organization in other smaller shows. He's built up a good record, and at 27 years of age, he feels like this is his time to shine.
The James Krause. 20 professional wins, 18 amateur wins, and looking for the victory here tonight against the former WEC champion, Jamie Varner. Born in Phoenix, training in Tempe, Jamie Varner just opened his own gym in the desert. He has been around this game for a long time, Joe. He first fought in the UFC at age 21. He was a WEC champion at age 23. And while we feel like we've been watching him for a long time and that he'd be older, he is yet to be 30 years old, which means the best Jamie Varner may still be ahead of us.
I believe it is. You know, Jamie Varner has had ups and downs and real low downs. At one point in time, he had left the UFC and went to another organization and was losing to guys that just he would have never lost to in his prime, and a lot of people thought it was over. He came back, and he came back in a big way against Edson Barboza. He got the call back to the UFC and put on a show. It was back against the wall, Jamie Varner, and that's the one who fights the best. When Jamie Varner is in shape, he's got his back against the wall, he's a very exciting and explosive fighter. He takes risks, he's got great skills, he's got a deceptively long and powerful right hand, and that's what he used to clip Edson Barboza with to get that big comeback victory. When he's at his best, he's world class.
Heavy-handed boxer with a great wrestling base. He has trained with some of the best over the years at Arizona Combat Sports, at the lab with Benson Henderson. Now, as I mentioned, inside his own gym, Impact MMA. The one thing about Jamie Varner, though, is on a smaller basis, he's a lot like a Dan Henderson. If he hits you with that right hand, it could be lights out.
Well, he's a risk taker, too. That's one of the things that I like about Jamie. He's wild, and he makes for very, very exciting fights. His last fight against Abel Trujillo, what a crazy fight that was until Trujillo caught him. I mean, it was just a wild, crazy slugfest between two guys who both fight that way. They're both wild dudes who are not afraid to lose and take risks. And it's one of the reasons why Jamie is so exciting to watch. It's one of the reasons why this matchup is so interesting. Krause is long and intelligent, and I like this matchup.
Our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight is brought to you by Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com. Your poker room online. Jamie Varner, 2 years the elder of James Krause. Look at that, Krause is 6'2", Varner just 5'8". Krause with the reach advantage to officially get things started. Here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas for UFC 173, presented by Bud Light Here we go. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 20 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Lee Summit, Missouri, the James Krause! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 9 wins, 1 draw, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Tempe, Arizona, he is the former WEC lightweight champion, Jamie Varner! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee. James Krause, Jamie Varner. Get us started here live on pay-per-view. The beautiful Ariane.
Fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Fight!
Tonight's clock is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. White trunks for Krause, black trunks for Varner. Reach advantage for James Krause.
Well, Krause has a reach advantage, but Varner, again, has a very deceptively long right hand. He uses that same explosion that made him a good wrestler and closes the distance very quickly to land that right hand. When you think about reach, though, you have to take into consideration not just the arms of Krause, but the legs, which we don't measure. The legs are a big difference, and it's a big factor. A factor of, I don't know how many inches, but it's going to be a big difference between where Krause can kick Varner, but Varner can't kick Krause. And you're seeing it right there.
And a good right hand by Krause.
Right hand over the top by Krause right there. He's checked a few of those low kicks.
There's that push forward that you spoke of from Varner, who said, James and I have been buddies for a while.
He just tagged him. He tagged him with a front kick to the face, and then he just tagged him with 2 punches. And good head movement by Krause there of avoiding. Oh, well, something happened. What happened?
Oh, he looked down for a second. He's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's badly hurt. I don't know what happened.
Krause looking to finish this fight quickly.
Boy, that was weird. It looked like something went wrong in his leg. It's very difficult to see what's going on here.
Krause trying to take his time now and work towards a definitive finish. Varner trying to get up. A couple of more big shots.
Jamie's got something wrong with his foot. His left ankle is badly hurt.
Up the middle. Varner trying to stay in this fight. Big swing.
Well, Varner is going to have to
finish it with
his left leg. There's something seriously wrong with his left foot.
And it got kicked again, Joe. He pulled the calf muscle in.
No. There's something wrong with his foot. And he shot in for the takedown, and now he's caught the guillotine. He may be on desperation mode here. And Krause, who finished Sam Stout with this same move, now uses it to move to mount.
Well, the way he threw that right hand, Joe, he definitely seemed to be in desperation mode.
Yeah, there's something wrong with his left foot. It's really difficult to see. We'll try to figure it out in between rounds if it gets there. But there's something wrong. And right now, Jamie Varner has 2 minutes and 30 seconds to try to figure out how to finish this fight. And who knows if he can even continue into the second round. And Krause tags him with a nice short elbow. In half guard here.
Varner staying in the fight for now, though. Injured or not, Jamie Varner trying to stick around here and work through this deep water.
Yeah, it's probably better for him to be on the ground here. Yeah. Krause went for the guillotine again, but this time Jamie countered it, and now Jamie's on top inside control. Big elbow by Varner.
Varner in a great position here for his grounding power.
Varner's got him cut. Krause is trying to shake him off. Varner tagged him.
Big shots from Jamie Varner now. Oh my! Swinging for the fences.
Krause lost his mouthpiece, it's bleeding. Jamie Varner's left foot is like dangling around at the end of his ankle.
And again, he tripped on it.
It's barely working.
He's not going anywhere, though.
No. Well, he's hanging in there, but there's something really wrong with his left foot.
The knee. Oh, and he went down on it one more time.
He's not going to be able to fight into the second round. Krause is trying to hold on to him here, roll him over. Krause has got to be aware at this point there's something wrong with him.
Varner fighting on one leg.
Big knee to the body.
Jamie not going anywhere yet. Krause with good discipline on what strike he's going to use.
He's going to make him stand up.
Varner bloodied up. 40 seconds.
And Jamie's trying to figure out how to stand up. It's like he's on new legs.
Heel, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's putting everything on his right leg is what he's doing.
Again, he kicks that leg.
And tags him with a big punch.
Varner's still in the fight.
You gotta love the heart of Jamie
Varner.
Varner.
Again!
Yeah, his left leg is gone.
15 seconds.
His corner would be wise to stop this fight in between rounds. I love the fact that he's trying to fight with heart, and then he's trying to win, but he's in a bad position here. It's not good.
What a display of strength and character. Let's listen in and see what they say about his foot.
He just said it's over. He just said it's over.
I gotta stop it, okay?
My ankle's broke.
Okay.
He said his ankle's broke. Yeah.
Hey, it's done. It's over.
He's fought for about 4 minutes on a broken ankle, Joe.
And he tried to win. He tried to win with everything he had. I mean, you gotta love and respect Jamie Varner for that. Incredibly impressive.
Fighter cannot continue due to an injury.
Our fight replay is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
So let's see if we can see it here. It might have been from that kick, and look, there's one, and look, he's trying to move on it, and look, it's just giving out on him. And here's another one. Look, it's just completely giving out on him. You know, all respect to Jamie Varner because he never once thought about quitting.
Nope.
He kept swinging for the fences. He kept trying to stand on it, but all the while knew that it was probably broken, but just dealt with it and tried to win that fight.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first round, referee Jason Herzog is calling a stop to this contest, declaring the winner by TKO, the James Krause.
Victory to James Krause. Here is Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, James Krause. Jamie Varner appears to have broken his ankle in that first round. First of all, props to Jamie Varner for trying to fight through that first round with a broken ankle. What an incredibly tough dude. And congratulations to you, James. This is a big victory for you, especially coming off of a very disappointing and controversial loss in your last fight.
Yeah, first things first, I want to say, first of all, it's been a long time to come here and talk to you, man. Second of all, I want to thank all my folks back home at Glory MMA in Lee Summit, Missouri for getting me ready for this fight. I could not do this without you guys, my team here. I'm so sorry to you guys fans that you missed out on even better fight that could have been because of Jamie. You know, he's such a tough guy, such a great competitor, and I'm sorry it ended like it did.
You were hitting him with low kicks, like real low, towards the bottom of the calf. Is that what caused that injury, you think?
Absolutely. It was the very first kick I threw.
You felt it give?
I felt it hit my shin. You know, we worked this camp on kicking the calf extremely low, so he couldn't catch my kicks and take me down.
Well, this is a big victory for you, Jamie Varner, former WEC champion, a real world-class lightweight. How does this feel, and where do you feel this puts you in the division?
You know, I don't know, man. Jamie's such a good competitor, and it's really an honor to fight somebody like him. I have no idea where it puts me, man. I just want to keep fighting and get better.
Well, congratulations on getting back on track. Congratulations on a big victory. James Krause, ladies and gentlemen.
James Krause with the victory over Jamie Varner. Jamie refused to take too much help on his way out. Anthony Pettis, the UFC lightweight champion, here in attendance at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Our entire UFC family is... the Filipino wrecking machine, and Gegard Mousasi. How about CB Dalloway coming off a huge win, taking on Francis Carmon? Luke Barnett, Sean Strickland, and Backstrom and Inamaki in the featherweight division. UFC Fight Night, Saturday, June 7th, only on UFC Fight Pass. Tonight we are live in Las Vegas for UFC 173, Barao versus Dillashaw. Brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Speaking of bantamweights, two of the hottest bantamweights in the UFC, hard-hitting Francisco Rivera and Takeya Mitsugaki are about to battle right here in Las Vegas in the world-famous Octagon. Bantamweight lovers Francisco Rivera and Takeya Mitsugaki haven't tasted defeat in their last 10 combined fights. One will see their streak in tonight, but for the winner, it's a major move into the 135-pound title picture.
リベラも僕も連勝中で調子いいですし、そういう意味で激しい試合になると思います。
You know, I'm a top contender in the bantamweight division, and hopefully knocking out Takeya, it puts me right there in title contention.
California's Francisco Rivera fights like he's double parked, always looking for a fantastic finish. And more often than not, he gets it, knocking out Edwin Figueroa and George Roop in his last 2 UFC fights, increasing his unbeaten streak to 6.
The fight tonight against Takeya Mitsugaki is going to be a war. You know, he likes to bring it. I like to bring it. He's going to come out and swing with his right hand, left hook. Combination, I'm just going to step back and knock him out.
After an erratic start to his UFC campaign, former WEC star Takeya Mitsugaki has become one of the most consistent and best bantamweights competing in the Octagon, with his 4-fight winning streak, including decisions over Brian Caraway, Eric Perez, and Nam Phan.
今晩の試合の鍵となるのはやっぱ距離だと思うので、そこに気をつけて戦いたいです。今晩リベラをノックアウトしたいと思います。
Always emotional, Francisco "Cisco" Rivera, fighting for the first time live on pay-per-view. His initial opponent was TJ Dillashaw. TJ fighting for the title later tonight, but he meets up with a very hot Takeya Mitsugaki. Rivera on a 6-fight unbeaten streak since he has returned to the UFC.
And that puts Rivera in a very interesting position because he's got to think, man, if I was about to fight TJ Dillashaw, TJ Dillashaw's fighting for the title, I got to be close to a title shot.
Absolutely.
And what's interesting about this is that he's the underdog here in this fight against Mitsugaki, which I thought was kind of odd. I think Francisco Rivera is an outstanding Muay Thai striker. He's got great techniques as far as his kicks, his punches, his elbows, great at mixing it up. And his last fight with George Roop was a barn burner. Just a real fun fight to watch. And before that, the Edwin Figueroa fight, more of the same. Francisco is a dynamic, really aggressive fighter who I believe is getting better.
And Joe, the one thing in both those fights that you just described, which really needs to be, focused on, is the fact that in both those fights, Rivera had to weather an early storm. He came back to win those 2 battles.
And was very, very aggressive in those fights. He was really actively trying to finish those fights and pushed very hard in both of them. Absolutely exhausted after the Roop fight. I mean, it was just a great, great performance by Rivera.
Francisco "Cisco" Rivera. "19 professional wins for Takeya Mitsugaki. He has never been knocked out, and he is on a great streak of his own, coming off a performance against Nam Phan in which he landed over 150 significant strikes.
Yeah, he is really on a roll, Mike. Eric Perez beat Nam Phan in his last fight. Brian Caraway before that in a very close split decision. And we got to see him compete several times in the WEC as well, including losing a 5-round bid for the title against Miguel Torres when Torres was at his best. Mitsugaki's a very good boxer. He's very durable, very, very tough guy, and as we said, a lot of experience against high-level competition. He's been in there against Jeff Hearn, Scott Jorgensen, Uriah Faber. He's been in there against some of the elite, both at 145 pounds and lighter.
With the win, he would make it 5 straight in the bantamweight division. The only guys with better winning streaks at 135 than that, Rafael Assunção, 6th. Renan Barão, 7th, going in to tonight's title defense. So Rivera and Mitsugaki both must feel, Joe, like this might be the winner is the next in line fight for a shot at the belt.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to think that if Mitsugaki's the odds-on favorite in Vegas, slight favorite, but still the favorite. And then, you know, TJ Dillashaw, who was the original opponent, is now fighting for the title. Both guys are knocking on that championship belt door.
Takeya Mitsugaki and Francisco Rivera. Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight fight is brought to you by Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. Mitsugaki is 30, Rivera is 32, and will have a slight reach advantage. With the official introductions, once again, here is the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 10 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Buena Park, California, Francisco Cisco Rivera Jr. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 19 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Kanagawa, Japan, Takeya Mitsugaki. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
Yves Lavigne, our referee. The beautiful Vanessa. Ariani and Brittany. Mitsugaki against Rivera. Tonight's clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Black trunks for Francisco Rivera. Red trunks for Takeya Mitsugaki.
And Mitsugaki employs more of a boxing style striking. Whoa,
he got hit early.
Rivera tagged him with that left. Whereas Rivera, much more Muay Thai oriented. Throws a lot of kicks, a lot of knees and elbows. Mitsugaki does as well, but really shines in the boxing.
Clipped him a bit with that right hand, too. Rivera finding the range early. Mitsugaki has never been knocked out. And he said after the Chris Carriazo fight, things started to change. He kind of tweaked his training, Joe, and he's been really good since then. Both men on strong, unbeaten streaks.
Well, that's what MMA is all about, is changing after losses, refocusing, trying to figure out what was wrong, what needs to be improved, what needs to be added to your camp. And it's a fascinating thing to watch guys grow and develop. And we've seen that from Rivera as well. And I think the Francisco Rivera that we saw in the George Root fight was clearly the best Rivera we've ever seen inside the octagon. That was a beautiful uppercut to the body there by Rivera. Mixing it up nice. Good right hand by Mitsugaki, though.
It's not what happens to the man, it's what the man does when it happens to him. Over the top
Mitsugaki tagged him with a big right hand. Rivera's in trouble.
Hurt him. And the uppercut. Looking to finish the fight. Mitsugaki all over Rivera.
Rivera is in all sorts of trouble, Mike. All sorts of trouble.
2 big shots by Takeya Mitsugaki.
He's holding on to the 2 arms of Mitsugaki here, really for dear life, trying to clear the cobwebs. Mitsugaki cracked him with a right hand. The eyes rolled back. I mean, that was close. And I don't know if Rivera has recovered yet, but the more time that he can get in this position, just sort of hanging on, the better for him. And for Mitsugaki, I'm shocked he's not just flailing here, just wailing on Francisco.
He's going all out, right?
I mean, I guess he's trying to pace himself, and obviously very confident in his skills that he can do it again.
Working out of the half guard, utilizing the Turk for top position. But he put Rivera on his back with a couple of big shots. Francisco holding on to those arms.
This is a huge gift for Rivera.
Absolutely, and
He's up. He's back up to his feet again. But that's a huge gift for him. I mean, Mitsugaki just let him back in the fight.
It's that fine line, Joe. Try to finish it and potentially burn yourself out, or do you pace yourself? You never know what the right decision is here. Mitsugaki may have made the right decision. We don't know yet.
Well, and again, Mitsugaki very confident in his ability to do that again if they're standing. Great point. So just taking his time and already drawn first blood. Without a doubt, had Francisco in all sorts of trouble.
Let's go, guys. Don't forget to check your area to sign up at your local UFC gym. There are over 100 UFC gyms in 29 states, with the newest opening earlier this month in Sunnyvale, California. For more information, go to ufcgym.com.
Nice knee to the body and a takedown by Rivera, but Mitsugaki right back up to his feet. Did you say there's over 100 UFC gyms? What did you say?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Over 100 UFC gyms now.
That's so ridiculous.
Growing all over. They are awesome, too.
They are pretty cool. But that's a nutty number.
Right, there's over 104. 1 minute.
I mean, it's just weird to believe that was just opened up a couple of years ago, and now a huge big leg kick by Rivera. And that's what I thought coming into this fight was going to separate the two. Was Rivera's Muay Thai, yeah. But the right hand of Mitsugaki changed everything. Good duck under right there by Rivera. Excellent head movement.
Separate.
Try to work this head into a double under right here.
So Francisco was in some trouble early, but it appears he will make it to the end of round number 1.
You get a shot, you need to break off this cage.
20.
Get out of this clinch.
Knees to the body by Rivera, just falling a bit short.
Nice takedown by Rivera. On top. A couple of big elbows.
Yep, 2 takedowns for Francisco in this round. Final seconds.
Good head movement from the ground. Look at this.
Rivera's right in this fight, Joe.
Yeah, he's recovered for sure, but that's a wild first round, and he was very close to being out. We'll take a look at it in between rounds.
Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Watch Dogs, the video game. Available May 27th. Let's look at this order now.
Good. Power. Okay. 深呼吸深呼吸 Breathe. あと上下打ち上げてもいい Move around. 顔面ばっかになっちゃってるからちょっと打ち上げよう Okay. あとあんま正面に構えないまた Don't grab him, but step back a little bit. You can take him out.
And here's the big right hand of Mitsugaki. Very short right hand. Perfectly placed right behind the ear. Rivera wobbled, left hook behind it. That last right hand just clipped him.
Francisco looked like he was stepping on the gas pedal full throttle at the end of that round, though. Round number 2, Rivera, Mitsugaki. 2 of the hottest bantamweights in the UFC today. And don't forget, Dominic Cruz could re-enter this conversation as well. We hope the former champ comes back from that long layoff due to injury.
It's just crazy how many injuries that poor guy's had to deal with. But I guarantee you he'll be better when he comes back.
Could be Cruz against the winner of this fight. Mitsugaki tagged Rivera early in round 1.
I'd like to see Rivera get back to those kicks. There he goes, right to the head.
Good call, Joe.
Threw that question mark kick. Fake low and went up high with that one, Mike. Oh, he tagged
again. A little blood from the left part of the face of Takeya Mitsugaki. Not even that kick even, as he came down.
Francisco's just waddling in, or wading in rather, with his hands down.
But he's done damage now to Mitsugaki.
He certainly has, but he's got to be careful. Mitsugaki's still in this fight. And he most certainly hurt him, but Mitsugaki's still very steady on his feet and still has his power.
cut above the left eye of Takeya Mitsugaki. Little slip and rip for Rivera. And again,
he tagged him with a nice left hook there, Mike. He just shook off his right hand, though. Did you see that?
Yep.
He's had problems with it before. He's broken his hand before. Going for a guillotine.
Trying to lock it up.
He does not have guard, though, Mike. In order to get real leverage on this, he's got to wrap his legs around the waist of Mitsugaki. Right now, he doesn't have it. And if he's burning out his arms before he gets there, very difficult to submit a guy like this with a half guard. I mean, you have to have like a Marcelo Garcia type squeeze to pull this off in half guard. And again, if this doesn't work out, he's on the bottom.
And like we said in round one, Joe, again, it's that fine line. Do you go for the finish? Potentially burn yourself out if you don't get it.
You let go. Now he's on the bottom, just like we said.
There's the answer. So let's see the top game of Mitsugaki. He had the half guard Turk control early in the fight, round one, after the big punches connected on Rivera.
There's a lot of space there. Rivera's got to move. He's taking big deep breaths there. You can see him heaving. And that's because he went for it. And that is the thing about guillotines. They require a tremendous amount of energy, and your arms burn out. Mitsugaki's letting him back in.
He's really breathing heavy here. Mitsugaki on top, under 2.
It's going to be an interesting fight to score.
Very even in significant strikes landed.
Evil Levine is just kind of letting them hang out here. I like that he lets guys work, but these guys are, this is a weird position here.
Mitsugaki
not very active on the ground. There he goes. Mitsugaki tagged him with a good shot. Mitsugaki trying to take his back. Looking for the choke.
Got a lot of time to work here.
Rivera's got to get out of this position. Most of the guys who face Mitsugaki don't really worry about his submissions. It's not something that he's known for,
right.
But obviously he has them.
Win by submission, but that doesn't mean that he can't finish people with chokes and locks. They train everything the modern day mixed martial artist. Cisco really pushed his cardio and his ground game for this fight. And right now he's in defense mode.
Well, for a guy who's thinking about challenging for the world title, you can't allow yourself to stay in this sort of a position like this. He's only got one hook in. You got to adjust, you got to move, you got to turn towards the choke, you got to throw that left leg over. He doesn't have that second hook in, and now he's just sort of squeezing. I mean, okay, Mitsugaki's going to wear himself out because he's just going across the face, but Francisco gave up the second half of this round.
Final seconds.
I mean, he must have been absolutely exhausted after going for that guillotine. It's the only thing that makes sense. Or he's decided that he needs to knock him out, and he's going to save it all for the third round.
Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Watch Dogs, the video game. Available May 27th. Pre-order now.
Hey,
I want to hear about his hands as well.
Stuff, right? Yeah. You got to run your hands now. It's going to be really, really close. Hey. Run your kicks to the legs now. Mix it up a little bit, okay? But you got to run those pulls. Run your hands. You can beat him with your hands. Don't think that he's better hands than you. You got to go on your hands to beat him, okay?
Listen, if this goes to the ground, you got to turn into a defensive wrestler, okay? I need you on top. Don't spend that round with your ass on the ground. You got me? Listen, you're doing great, but don't lose that round just because this guy's fucking sitting on you. You had a great round until that point.
Hey, all he's using is that right hook, okay? Counter the right hook with that pull. The left side,
Don't forget,
combo.
Saturday, June 14th, the Octagon returns to beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. Flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson puts his title on the line against Ali Bagautinov, and British Columbia native Rory McDonald fights Tyron Woodley. Live on pay-per-view, UFC 174 from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. The bantamweight battle continues here in Las Vegas. Third and final round. Mitsugaki and Rivera.
Interesting second round because Rivera had Mitsugaki hurt. He tagged him, went for a choke, lost it. But then the remainder of the round, Mitsugaki's on top. Mitsugaki's got his back. Didn't really take any damage, but in the judge's eyes, that could have easily neutralized all the work that he did earlier in the round.
Absolutely, especially at the end of the round.
Yes.
Rivera, as you said, Joe, might be looking for a big knockout here, having the knowledge that he's behind on the scorecards.
Yeah, he might have to.
Yeah, and looking for a big finish.
And for Mitsugaki, I mean, he would like to land that same big punch that he landed in that first round and had Rivera in all sorts of trouble.
Blood now on the right eye as well. Mitsugaki cut over both eyes. But it's rolling to the side, so it's not affecting his vision.
Mitsugaki just caught him with a nice straight left.
4 straight wins for Takeya Mitsugaki. 6-fight unbeaten streak for Rivera.
Oh! Nice kick and a nice punch.
Perfectly timed by Mitsugaki.
Yeah, he ate that kick and landed a straight right.
And now once again in top position.
Rivera seems oddly lethargic, Mike. I wonder if he came into this fight sick or injured or something, because this just does not seem like the same Francisco Rivera that we saw against George Root. Just the fact that he just sort of laid in that position the entire second half of that second round.
Especially for a fighter who said that he really pushed his cardio for this camp.
You never know.
You never know.
I mean, so many fighters stepping in the octagon, injured, sick, and they never say a word about it.
Some of them believe is the welterweight champion.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a torn bicep.
Yeah, right?
How about that?
Yep, Johnny Hendricks.
Beat Robbie Lawler with a torn bicep.
Robbie Lawler up next against the juggernaut, Jake Ellenberger.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see that.
Top position, very dominant, is Takeya Mitsugaki tonight. Over a round of time spent in top position.
I don't know what Rivera is thinking here, but he has got to go for broke. He very likely lost the second round, definitely lost the first round. I don't know what he's thinking. And for Mitsugaki, he probably thinks he's got this in the bag. Stay on top, hit him with some short punches, don't take any chances. You're a few fights away from a title shot, but you know, to win and win decisively puts you in the mix for a title shot. To win like this, not so much.
And how much damage did Mitsugaki really do with that combination in round 1?
Yeah, it could be that.
Right.
Yeah, Francisco's still
struggling with that. Yeah. When you talk aggression, you talk Francisco Rivera.
Yeah, this is really boring, and that's rarely said about a Francisco Rivera fight. He knows how to get up. I mean, he knows how to hip escape. Look, he's putting his hands up, but get up, man. You know how to get up. Get this guy off you. You got a foot on the hip. Explode. Move. You know, try to sweep. Go for, you know, dive under. Do something. I know he's tired, but it's way better to take a chance and lose than to lose like this.
Yep. Just over a minute.
Yeah, a minute to go.
And Steve Levine
stands in.
This might be Francisco's opportunity, Joe.
Well, Francisco has got to do something truly spectacular here.
Got a swing to finish this fight. And he got tagged.
Both guys got tagged.
They're going at it here. 40 seconds.
This is what everybody wants to see.
Rivera looking for an angle, looking for an opening. Under 30 now.
Mitsugaki faked with the takedown. Tagged Rivera with a right hand afterwards.
It's now or never for Francisco Rivera.
Boy, he's winging it now.
Yeah, he is. So is Mitsugaki.
And slinging it.
What a way to finish. A slugfest at the end. The fight goes the distance. Our fight replay is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Let's go back to the first round, and this is where Mitsugaki was really successful. This right hand right behind the ear. And here's a takedown by Rivera. And there's a left uppercut, and then a straight right hand behind it from Mitsugaki. And this is a wild exchange at the end of the fight where both guys were just letting it fly. Not the most technical approach, but fun to watch.
And Joe, as you alluded to earlier, Francisco talking to his cornerman about his hand, which is something you said that you noticed earlier.
Gentlemen, come over here, please. Let's go.
And he's broken his hands before.
Let's go. Get your fucking hand ready. Let's go. Quick.
We are set for our Metro PCS Judges Call, brought to you by Metro PCS, where nationwide 4G LTE is $40, period. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Takeya Mizugaki!
Mitsugaki wins again and moves up the bantamweight ladder with a unanimous decision victory over Francisco Rivera.
Yep.
Now it is 5 straight for Takeya Mitsugaki. The longest active win streak in the UFC bantamweight division belongs to the champion, Renan Barão, who hopes to push that to 8 later tonight. Then his sun's out with 6, and now, as we mentioned, Mitsugaki with his 5th straight win in the UFC's bantamweight division. In attendance, the prodigy, Baby J, BJ Penn. The former lightweight and welterweight champ. We gotta love him. He is one of the greatest of all time and the greatest in the world today. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Looking for a win for Jake Ellenberger, her new training partner in the welterweight division.
Head kick knockout. I love the matchup. I know him really well. You know, at the same time he knows me, so it's exciting.
Obviously, I have my hands full fighting Jake. He's athletic, he hits hard, he can wrestle, so he can do a lot. He's fought some of the best in the world, and he's shown what he can do, so I need to be sharp when I fight him.
Robbie Lawler will fight in a way that forces you into a war. And Jake Ellenberger is going to be well aware of that stepping into the octagon against Lawler. There's no easy fights against Robbie Lawler.
People, I think, in the past have made the mistake of giving him too much respect, but I'm more excited to kind of show, you know, what I can do on my feet, and I can win this fight anywhere it goes.
I'm just trying to win this fight by winning every round, winning every second of every round. It's just get in his face and knock him out.
Oh my God!
Absolutely incredible.
This is the hardest sport in the world, and I'm in this sport for one reason, to become world champ.
Oh my goodness, here we go. The juggernaut, Jake Ellenberger. We know he has been with Mark Munoz and Team Rain for many years, training with the great shoot-the-box striking coach, Rafael Cordero. But for this fight, he started to train, especially his boxing, with Edmund Taverdian, who, of course, is a longtime trainer of Ronda Rousey. And we saw some features working up to the fight. Man, his hand speed looks dynamic.
But he's always had outstanding power in his hands. We saw that way back when he knocked out Pele with one punch, the great Vale Tudo legend, before he ever got into the UFC. Jake Ellenberger has thunder and lightning in his fists. It's about putting it together inside the octagon, and he's coming off of arguably his worst performance in one of his most important fights against Rory McDonald. Rory just picked him apart. Rory fought a perfect fight against Jake Ellenberger and had him in a defensive shell. Jake hates that fight. I'm sure he would love to erase the memory of that fight. I'm sure he would love to come in here and show the same type of skills that he showed in the fight before that against Nate Marquardt when he looked like a world beater. When Nate Marquardt and Jake Ellenberger fought, Jake Ellenberger was at his very best. And he's going to have to be in that kind of form tonight to deal with Robbie Lawler.
Joe, he was knocking at the door after his knockout of the night performance against Jake Shields in his fight of the night victory over Diego Sanchez. He was beating Martin Kampmann. Kampmann with the comeback. And now Jake finds himself again at a very crucial juncture of his career. And he said, and I quote, "This is my title fight." Because Jake Ellenberger knows he doesn't get past Lawler tonight, it's a long way to get back in line.
He's been up, he's been down, and he's experienced the peaks and valleys of an MMA career at a world-class level. But at his best, Jake Ellenberger is capable of beating anyone in the world. And anyone that's in the wrong place when one of those big punches lands is in all sorts of trouble. The same could be said of Robbie Lawler. This is a very, very fascinating fight.
The first man to knock out Nate Marquardt was Anderson Silva. The second was that man, Jake Ellenberger. Since the day he entered the octagon back in May of 2002 at 20 years old, you and I have had the pleasure of watching Robbie Lawler go to battle, because that's what he does. He goes to battle. He looks for the highlight reel knockout. He's finished 19 of his 22 professional wins. When a guy like Robbie Lawler steps in the octagon, you and I know something dynamic may very well happen.
And he has wild, wild fights, crazy exchanges, and Robbie puts himself in danger. And that's the difference between the way Robbie fights and the way Ellenberger fought in his fight against Rory MacDonald. Robbie will throw himself into the fire. And he's lost and he's won just as Ellenberger has, especially at 185 pounds. Had very mixed success over his strike force, but at 170 in the UFC, he's been nothing short of spectacular. Came very close to winning the title against the current champion. And when you look at that fight and you go back and watch the Johnny Hendricks exchanges with Rory MacDonald, or with Robbie Lawler, Robbie came very close to finishing that fight. It was a great, wild fight, a razor-close fight that Robbie came up short in. So he gets a chance to get right back into the gym, and he called the UFC a week later and said, "I'm ready to go." And they set this fight up with a real quick turnaround.
He was in the gym that Monday, Joe.
Yeah,
right back to the gym. And not only 170, but as a member of American Top Team. And I talked to Aaron Simpson and Ryan Bader about Robbie Lawler, who was out of Power MMA for a while. And Aaron even said, he was very honest, he said at 185, Robbie was just, he was there. He was never bad, but he was never like really sharp. Now at 170, at ATT, he's as good as we've seen him.
Yeah, at 185, there's just too big of a weight difference. The big guys, like the strong wrestlers like Tim Kennedy, the grapplers, they just had too much over him. At 170, it's very, very difficult to hold him down, and he's been tremendously successful against world-class fighters.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight is brought to you by Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. Ruthless Robbie Lawler, 3 years the elder of Jake Ellenberger, 2 inches taller, will have a slight reach advantage. And once again, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 29 wins, 7 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Lake Forest, California, Jake the Juggernaut Ellenberger. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 22 wins, 10 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Ruthless Robbie Lawler. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee for this great battle. Vanessa, Ariani, Brittany, Robbie Lawler with the big left hand. Jake Ellenberger with the big right hand. And we are set. Tonight's clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. The southpaw, Robbie Lawler in the black trunks, Jake Ellenberger in the gray trunks. Both men also very good wrestlers. Old school Miletich fighter, Robbie Lawler. His longtime friend and former training partner of the Hall of Famer, Matt Hughes, in attendance watching his buddy Robbie very closely.
Both guys feeling each other out here, trying to find the distance. Robbie moving a lot, and that's one of the things that we've seen in the resurgence of Robbie Lawler is the technical aspects of it. Big head kick right there. The technical aspects of his resurgence. And another one. Jake's in trouble. Those are two really big shots. He's much more technical now. His footwork is better. He's not just this rabid berserker that we saw early in his career. He sets those up, and that left kick is money. He's landed 2 up top to the guard and 1 to the body. But those 2 to the guard, slamming into your forearms, is not fun.
Absolutely.
And although Ellenberger blocked him, those are scary. They're scary and they're stunning.
Ellenberger needs to circle away from the powerful left side of Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, Robbie faked that one that time, which was kind of interesting. Almost like he's trying to set him up with that and throw something different. See how he reacts to it.
Still trying to find that angle. The one thing that has remained consistent for Robbie, Joe, is his training of his striking game with Matt Pena.
What's going on right now from Ellenberger that I don't like is what was going on in the Rory McDonald fight, which was he goes into a defensive shell when he gets tagged. And that's how he's at right now. He has not thrown anything of significance yet. He's not tried to fire back and get respect from Robbie. He's not tried to do anything to take the momentum of the fight back. He's still waiting for his openings, looking for his opportunity, but then Robbie takes advantage every time he moves forward.
Lawler landed 150-plus significant strikes in that title fight with Johnny Hendricks. What a battle that was going to distance. He likes that high kick.
He does.
In scouting Jake Ellenberger, somebody thought it was a good idea to go high with that left kick.
You're seeing the difference, really, in the style of Robbie. The movement, the opening up with these kicks right away, the way he just slid away from that right hand. He's just a much better fighter now. Much better.
A pro since 2001.
But we've had a chance to really see him mature inside the octagon.
Absolutely. We've seen the whole ride, up and down.
Yeah. Now for... Nice knee to the body there by Robbie. Now for Jake, he's got to get something going here, Mike. He's got to get something going, and he can't wait. He's short with that right hand, which means he's a bit tentative. He's not pressing forward, try to really cover the distance because he's worried about getting cracked while he's coming in.
Absolutely, and dropping that hand and getting kicked again.
Yeah, he can't think about that. See, he threw that punch and immediately ducked under. A bit gun shy early in this round.
Robbie has sent a message early. Little slip by Jake.
He sent a big message early in the form of left kicks.
Yep.
And he shut Jake down. I mean, Jake's output this round is shockingly low, especially when you're coming off of a fight like the Rory McDonald fight where that was a big disappointment. He ducked under there, but paused.
He also has it looked at potentially countering Robbie's strikes with a takedown.
Well, you see that redness under the right arm all over his body where those kicks have landed. And that's the reason. It's the reason for all this hesitation. That he's felt that power. And even as he's landing, yeah, but even as he's landing these, he's slightly pulling back.
And Lawler again goes to that high kick.
Oh, he gets tagged with that counter right.
Again, Robbie connects. Final minute of round 1. All Robbie Lawler.
Again with the left. Ellenberger's standing right in front of him when he throws these shots. He's throwing these shots and waiting for something.
And he's circling towards the left side of Lawler again. See if Robbie tries to time another one of those kicks. Big swing and a miss. Jake threw so hard he got off balance, Joe. To the body.
Shot to the body there. And that's what Jake needs. More of that. A good left hook there by Jake. There's that kick again.
That punch to the body, the best here in round 1 for Ellenberger. Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Watch Dogs, the video game. Available May 27th. Pre-order now.
Relax, relax. Everything looking great.
Great round.
Okay, this is it. Listen. Now you're touching him, okay? And when you're touching him, he wants to fight with you. Counter takedown is going to come, okay? But listen, when you touch him, you lose your legs under you. You touch him, angle off, and touch him again, okay? He was trying to set that head kick up, so he's moving his hands, his legs, so that he could kick, okay? All right, he's too slow for you, okay? You're pulling back and you're seeing it. You're just not reacting to it. When he misses, you got to react to it, okay?
He's lining up the big shot, Robbie. Mix that high kick up, all right? Yep. Control the chaos. Control the chaos.
Edmund Tarverdian in the corner, Jake Ellenberger. Of course, the trainer for Ronda Rousey said, Jake, you're faster. Let's see your hand speed. And they're happy with Robbie Lawler, but they don't want him to go to that leg kick too often, Joe. They want him to set it up. The head kick really sent a message early to the juggernaut.
Ellenberger landed with that right hand. He needs more of that. Here's that head kick again.
A lot more urgency here, beginning of round 2 for Ellenberger.
This is a different sort of...
Oh, my.
Oh, Robbie tags
here. An answer.
But he's forcing Ellenberger into a Robbie Lawler type fight.
Makes him pay for a potential takedown attempt.
Good knee to the body there by Robbie. Good jab. Nice short jab by Robbie.
The Nebraska wrestler, the Iowa wrestler, and they're striking here to move up the ladder at 170.
Robbie Lawler is stalking Jake Ellenberger. And Jake Ellenberger is coming up short with these punches. He just does not look at his best here tonight. And it is because of the power that he felt early in the round.
And Robbie just 2 months removed from a 25-minute war, Joe.
And Robbie also with the confidence of a guy who almost won the welterweight title and is fighting the best he's ever fought in his career, whereas Ellenberger is coming off of the most disappointing performance in a long time.
Undoubtedly, Lawler would love another shot at Johnny Hendricks. And don't forget Woodley and Rory McDonald in Vancouver next month.
Well, Robbie's publicly said that if they judge fights based on damage, he would be the champion. He thinks that he did more damage in that fight. And he certainly had the champion in positions where he didn't have him. I mean, Robbie had Johnny Hendricks hurt. And Hendricks really never had Robbie in deep, deep water.
Of course, Johnny would tell you the same thing against George St. Pierre.
It's true, and he's right? He's correct. Well, I think that was a bad decision. Good straight left. I don't think that the Hendricks-Robbie Lawler fight was a bad decision. I think it was a perfect close fight. Yeah, Ellenberger just got tagged with the left hand here while we're talking about other fights.
Yeah, Robbie's mixing it up so well, Joe.
Yeah, he's tuning up Jake Ellenberger. I mean, this is the first fight I've ever seen Jake Ellenberger in where he looks outclassed. He just got tagged with the left hand there.
And with the threat of that head kick, now all of a sudden the body shots are open.
He stood right in front of Robbie, and he's getting hurt. Ellenberger's in trouble, Mike.
Robbie's got such a classic style of striking. Hands in perfect position.
Well, what we saw in the Rory McDonald fight was Rory pick Ellenberger apart, but we didn't see him in deep danger like he is here. This is a different situation for Ellenberger. And now Ellenberger looking for the takedown, and he gets it.
Jake's been out a while, too. He had that partial hamstring
tear.
Look at
this. Robbie's laughing. Ellenberger's on top of him, and Robbie's laughing, and Robbie turns it around and back up. He was laughing. That wasn't to put on a show. It's like he's having a good time. Beautiful.
Knew that knee was coming.
That was perfectly placed, too.
That one hurt him. That knee took the wind out of Jake Ellenberger.
And he's looking to land these punches, placing them very well, making sure he doesn't hit the back of the head.
Life at 170 has been
hard shots. Hard shots by Lawler, and well placed. Spins to the back.
More tough shots. Ellenberger spins around. 18 13 career wins by knockout, 1 by submission.
Ellenberger's in all sorts of trouble here, Mike. All sorts of trouble. He's trying to get back up to his feet. He does. He eats a shot.
Look at his nose now. All busted up.
And he's trying to wing shots back, but Robbie is just simply too good tonight. And there's a takedown again.
Got it.
Another big smile from Robbie Lawler.
Yep. 2 takedowns here for Jake Ellenberger, but what can he do from this position?
Well, he's got to get some serious ground and pound work in here. 45 seconds to go. Good defense on the ground by Robbie. Look at this. Right back up to his feet.
Just over 30 now.
And Robbie went to take him down. Knee to the body. Another knee. Robbie's got a bit of a mouse under the left eye, Mike.
Total strikes, by far Lawler the dominant fighter. Ellenberger much better output here in round 2 though. Jake has the second most knockdowns in welterweight history. Short elbow.
Another big round for Robbie Lawler.
Absolutely.
Big round. Jake Ellenberger is in a desperate situation here.
You keep your head up, nice and relaxed. Soft. We had a cut. It's okay. Keep. Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed. Jake, you got to fire with both hands and stay low. You listening? When you get inside. Now you got to exchange. You got to let both hands go to win this fight. You got to get inside tight. Nice and tight, okay? You got to get inside, and you got to bring in a fight, okay? Bring him into a fight. Takedowns will be there also. But when you get inside, you got to fire both hands. You got to plant foundation. Da, 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 da. Foundation and explode. Both hands you got to fire. You got to deep in dip, okay, to win this fight. Okay? You got to deep. You got to dig in deep to win this fight. This round, you got to let it all in the cage, okay?
Great advice in the corner of Jake Ellenberger. He's got to let it go.
Well, it's great advice, except Robbie Lawler's going to let it go, too. The problem is Robbie Lawler is outclassing him. It's not just a matter of Ellenberger letting it go. It's a matter of staying conscious while he lets it go. Robbie's just getting off the better strikes and much more of them.
Making Jake look very ordinary.
I mean, this is the last round, but there is some swelling, again, under the left eye of Robbie Lawler that might become a factor. Ellenberger throwing very few kicks. There's a big knee to the body by Lawler.
Yeah, he threw first with the hook, and then Robbie was able to connect with the knee. There's a right hand.
There's
and another.
And a left hook. He hurt him. He hurt him.
And again he caught him. Swinging for the fence here.
Ellenberger has Robbie Lawler in trouble.
Absolutely. The right hand connected big time.
This is weird. Ellenberger just sort of, he might have hurt his hand, like.
Uppercut.
There's something about the way he's holding his right hand that I don't like.
Right after he connected with his best punch.
Yeah.
Now look, his hand's wide open.
And he sort of wilted a little bit, like as if he was in pain.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, he's barely throwing it.
And that's the biggest weapon he has to try to pull this off.
I think he hurt his right hand. He hurt his right hand in that wild exchange, because the way he's throwing it now, he's like almost like he's afraid to touch him with it.
Yeah, he kind of hit Robbie in the top of the head.
Well, he was
busted it up.
Winging.
Yeah, what was bad just may have gotten worse for Jake Ellenberger.
Yeah, there's something wrong with his hand, without a doubt. He just keeps touching it, and he threw that punch and immediately touched it afterwards, even though he didn't hit him with it. A big shift in this fight, for sure. And really, unfortunately, because for Ellenberger, it was the first time he had success.
And he had him hurt.
This is one of the reasons why it's important to have a full arsenal of weapons that you're comfortable with. Kicks. There he goes.
There he threw the right. Just about to the midway point of the third and final round.
He threw it again. Needs more of those kicks. Throw some elbows. I mean,
You can all remember when Uriah Faber fought for the title and he broke both his hands and was throwing elbows.
There's a left hand from Robbie Lawler. And again, Robbie looks just very crisp, technical, sharp, and Jake looks off, like you said. It doesn't look like the Jake Ellenberger that we know.
He's got tagged in the eye and looked to Herb Dean. He might be looking for a way out.
2 minutes.
And there's a big knee.
And another shot. Trying to finish his fight. Hit is all over! Ruthless Robbie Lawler finishes Jake Ellenberger.
It looks like he got hit in the eye. He's covering his eye. Big, big win for Robbie Lawler. Robbie sensed he was hurt. When you see a fighter get hit and then turn and look towards the referee, that's a big tell.
Our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
There's the right hand. See, that one went to his eyes. See how he turned and looked towards the referee real quick? And then Robbie moves in. Boom, and there's the knee. And he's covering up. He got hit in the exact same eye. I think the knuckle went into the eye, and that's when he looked to Herb Dean. He might have thought it was a poke, perhaps. Big, big win for Robbie Lawler.
Disappointing night for Jake Ellenberger. For Robbie Lawler, 20 career finishes, 19 by strikes.
Incredible. And this is the best he's ever looked. I mean, it's amazing that this guy has had such a long career, and we're just now seeing him come into his own.
Ruthless Robbie Lawler with the win, with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 6 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by TKO, Ruthless Robbie Lawler.
He is right back near the top of the line for a shot at the welterweight title. Here's Joe. Gonna grab Ruthless Robbie Lawler.
I'm here with the winner, Robbie Lawler. Robbie, congratulations on a very, very impressive performance. You started out the beginning in this fight with big kicks to the body, big kicks to the head, and you just dominated from then out. Give us your thoughts on the fight and what, if anything, surprised you.
He's a really good fighter. I wanted to just go out there and showcase what I was capable of and let everyone know that I'm coming for that title.
You got right back in the gym immediately after that title fight. What was the mindset, and what is your mindset now coming off of this victory?
I wasn't going to cry about anything. I was going to get back in line and beat people up and make everyone know that I'm the best and I'm coming for that title.
Let's take a look at the end of this fight, Robbie. You caught him. Once you had him hurt, you moved in for the kill. There's the big jab. You tagged him with that. You saw he was hurt. Tell me what you were thinking right here.
I'm just going to keep pressing him, breaking him down, and make him quit.
Well, Robbie, look, congratulations. Jake Ellenberger's a hell of a fighter. This is a big victory for you. You're right back in the hunt. Can't wait to see you fight for the title again. Robbie Lawler, ladies and gentlemen.
Ruthless Robbie Lawler with the victory here in Las Vegas against Jake Ellenberger. He finishes the fight at 3:06 of the third and final round. Speaking of champions, the former UFC light heavyweight champion who will fight for the belt at 185, the Dragon, Lyoto Machida. Cannot wait to see that battle against Chris Weidman.
Long.
199.
Yeah, which is interesting. And it could help him with speed or it could hurt him. You know, I'm curious to see how well he moves and how this goes down tonight.
It's going to be fun to watch as Hendo, Dan Henderson, battles DC fellow Olympian Daniel Cormier.
Not many guys go through their careers undefeated. That's my goal. I don't want to lose ever. And with the skills that I have, I don't see any reason why I can't win every single fight I'm in.
Big right hand. He clipped him and hurt him bad. He got rocked. Can he finish it? It's all over. Daniel Cormier
I truly believe with every fiber of my being, I can be the champion.
He's relentless.
The only goal I still have that I haven't reached is, to win that UFC belt, and this will give me that chance to be right back there to fight for the title.
Dan Henderson's been the model for what I want to be in the sport. He won in Pride, he won in Strikeforce. The only thing missing from his career is the UFC championship. But you know what, man? I'm going to go in there, win my fight, and then just sit on the sidelines and wait for my title shot.
He's going to do great things in the sport later after I beat him up.
Dan Henderson's very, very dangerous, tough, durable. I'm excited to test myself against him, though. I really am.
It'll be an interesting fight for sure. He's really explosive, and he tends to like to strike, but he's also known to take guys down, and, it's just a matter of defending those takedowns, defending the punches, and punching them in his face.
Dan Henderson has advantages. He honestly does hit harder than me with his right hand.
Bam! Drops him.
Hopefully I land my right hand one time, the fight might be over. All it takes is one punch.
That's it! He's out cold.
I think my biggest advantage is going to be my speed.
He's firing away!
I'm the bigger guy, and I can wrestle better than Dan Henderson. You just put him in the fight, and I'll go beat him up.
Joe, that man is about as world-class as we have ever seen. For over 2 decades, Dan Henderson has been one of the greatest fighters in the world. Be it the UFC, Pride, Strikeforce, you name it, he has done it. He's got one thing left on the list, of course, but he's coming off another knockout of Shogun. H-bomb is the difference maker.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who's got a long career in MMA. I have had the privilege of being there for his very first fight in the Octagon way back in 1998. Remember that fight?
Mobile, Alabama.
Yep, fought in a tournament, actually. Yeah. That was back when they had 2 fights a night. He beat Alan Goes, and then he defeated Carlos Newton to win the middleweight tournament. UFC 17.
Yeah, Alan Goes, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and then Newton, one of the few Canadians to ever be a UFC champion. He and GSP,
who was a spectacular submission fighter in his time,
as you see Dan Henderson stepping into the Ultimate Poker Prep Point, Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. And you were starting to say, Joe, seeing him today, you still know he is just as dangerous as ever.
Oh, he just knocked out Shogun with 1 punch. I mean, and it's after getting tagged and hurt in the first round. I mean, he's always dangerous. His chin is one of his best weapons. So durable. And he's so tough mentally. Never gives up. He's always in a fight. And he has extreme confidence in his power. And it's not just his right hand. Everybody says it's his right hand. He knocked out Vanderlei Silva with his left. He's got power in both hands. It's just he throws the right hand more often.
The 2-time Olympian, the former Pride and Strikeforce champion, Hendo Dan Henderson. wrestlers embrace the grind. One man is already a legend. This man, Daniel Cormier, hopes he is at the beginning of a legendary MMA career.
Well, Daniel Cormier is so successful in his MMA career that he's a 10-to-1 favorite coming into this fight. Against, it's crazy. When you think about just the resume of Dan Henderson, it's mind-blowing. But Daniel Cormier has been amazing, both at heavyweight and his debut at light heavyweight was also spectacular against Pat Cummings. A long time coming. Most people thought that at light heavyweight, that's where we're going to see him at his best, despite the fact that he was unbeaten against world-class competition at heavyweight, including 2 former UFC heavyweight champions. He has outstanding hand techniques. And that's one of the things that people sleep on when it comes to Cormier. They think about his wrestling, but the fluidity of his punching technique and his ability to cover distance and his speed. His speed both in his hands and his feet, and his takedowns in wrestling are, of course, world class. He's a winner. He's a winner, and he's got this champion's mindset that's impossible to, you can't weigh, you can't put it on a scale, you can't figure out what it's worth, but he's got it. Dan Henderson has it as well, and it's just this thing that these guys have that lets them figure out a way to win fights that ordinarily they wouldn't be winning. And when you get 2 guys like this together, one guy who's been through adversity in Dan Henderson, one guy who's figured out a way to win when the chips are down, and one guy in Daniel Cormier that's never had to. It's a very, very interesting situation because what happens if Dan connects? If Dan Henderson catches him with one of his patented punches, can Cormier land it? And what happens if Cormier uses that hand speed and fluidity and boxes up Dan Henderson?
Professional since 2009. He started training MMA, Joe, at age 30. But the Olympian faces off against the Olympian here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight showcase is brought to you by Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. Cormier 35, Henderson 43. Henderson weighing in at 199 pounds will have a slight reach advantage. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 30 wins, 11 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 199 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California, he is the former Pride welterweight and middleweight champion and the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, presenting Dan Henderson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler and a kickboxer, holding an undefeated professional record, 14 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, he is a former Strikeforce heavyweight Grand Prix champion, Daniel D.C. Cormier. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Levine.
Protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch that, do it now, go back to your corner.
Huge respect, mutual. DC, Hendo. You saw Cain Velasquez, the heavyweight champion. Training partner, very good friend of Cormier, but an Arizona State Sun Devil like Henderson.
Are you ready, sir?
He watches
ready?
very closely tonight. And here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. White trunks for Hendo. Black trunks for DC, Daniel Cormier. That right hand is always in the trigger position.
You can see by the stance of Cormier that he was going to start throwing some kicks. Seemed to have a bit of an upright stance. And that's one of the differences between their styles. Cormier throws a lot of hand techniques, but he'll throw high kicks. You very rarely see that from Henderson. But but does have good leg kicks. Ducks under there.
Yeah, he did. Looking for oh, my!
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Great takedown. Right into side control, Joe. Wow. He took Hendo for a ride there.
Cormier, the bigger man, struggles a bit to get down to 205, and as we said, Dan Henderson weighed in quite a bit below the limit at 199.
We've only seen Cormier for 1 minute and 19 seconds at 205 in that fight against Patrick Cummins down the street at the Mandalay Bay.
And Dan has Cormier's right arm tied up with his legs, and he's holding on to his left arm like this. He's got him in a bit of a cradle. Look at that. Cormier tried to slam his way out of it. And Dan hit him with some hard elbows from this position. He's trying to hold that arm in place. Now he's trying to go for an arm bar. He's trying to submit him here, and Cormier pulls his arm out.
Both of these men possess that wrestling strength, Joe.
And Cormier got out of both trouble spots. And now Cormier in full side control here.
Trying to work the body of Henderson. He wants to get out of this position. We always talk about iron sharpens iron. Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier. They were made to go to battle as teammates in MMA. They have both learned from each other and pushed each other to unparalleled limits.
And that is a tremendous advantage, having someone like Cain Velasquez with just infinite gas tank, who has world-class skills, one of the best heavyweights, if not the best ever. And that's the guy you train with on a day-to-day basis.
And they're really not cutting weight, Joe, but when they're in there working, they're really close in weight.
Yeah.
Similar build, everything's perfect.
Yeah, and they go at it. I've watched some of those training camps. I've watched some of those videos of sparring sessions, and it's amazing. I mean, these guys push each other to the brink, and that's what makes great fighters. Having that kind of an environment, having great training partners that are elite world-class fighters that, you know, are better than almost anybody you're ever going to face inside the cage.
Cormier trying to get the mount.
Moving in the mount as Dan holds onto his neck. And Dan's in a bit of a pickle here. He's not taking too much damage, but he's stuck underneath the bigger man, Cormier, not scoring any points, and he can't win from here.
And again, half guard is a position that wrestlers don't mind from the top. And now he's trying once again to get to the full mount. Almost there.
He's hitting him with some hard body shots too, and that allowed him to fully escape in the mount. And Dan is trying to hip escape and get back to half guard.
He does.
Wrap the leg up, but purely defensive at this point.
No question. But as you said, not taking a ton of damage.
Not taking a ton of damage, but getting exhausted, having the bigger man on top of him. And for DC, not much work. Making Henderson carry his weight is huge. Big punches to the body. Good up kick by Dan.
Henderson's last 7 bouts have come against former champions in one organization or another, and Cormier thinks he's a future champion.
This is crazy watching Cormier ragdoll down on the ground like this. The way he took him down, and now the way he's handling him on the ground. These are big shots.
Just over a minute on the clock here in the first.
Completely controlling the ground.
Yeah. And this is Olympian versus Olympian. Both
looking for Kimura
the U.S.
north-south position.
A lot of top position here in round 1 for DC.
Dan looking for, trying to get a leg lock there and allow him to stand back up. He's on that leg lock attempt to get back to his feet.
That's for the H-bomb.
When you see Daniel Cormier, I should say, stand up tall. Oh, there's a big right hand over the top. Look for those kicks to start coming. There it is. Yeah.
And with Henderson, look for the low inside kick from the left with the right hand follow. That's his trademark move.
Look at Henderson trying to take Cormier down.
Okay. And Cormier able to stuff it. 10 seconds on the clock. Big round 1 for Cormier.
Yeah, huge with that big takedown, and huge with his dominance on the ground, his ability to control Dan Henderson.
Hey, great top gun, DC.
Breathe and listen.
Perfect. Okay.
Breathe and listen.
Nice looking good out there. I want you to continue into the right. That is the key. Okay? Anything you want to do, I don't care.
I want that continuous movement, okay?
Hey.
I want a little more damage on the ground. I want a little more space to create it. You got to pick your shots, okay? Hey, don't worry. Nice
Crazy
shots,
Bob Cook.
okay? Pick your shots.
Hey, in the corner of DC. Look at this. Wow. That's called ragdolling somebody. And when you do it to someone like me, it's not impressive. When you do it to Dan Henderson, that's very impressive. And Daniel Cormier is nothing but impressive in his 14-0 mixed martial arts career against one of the most dangerous fighters he's ever met inside the octagon, arguably the most decorated, and he just dominated that first round. But make no mistake about it, just like Shogun dominated the first round in the last fight that Dan Henderson had, Dan can still shut the lights out with one shot at any time.
Shogun really put a lot of hurting on Henderson in that rematch for the first 2 rounds. Had Dan in trouble.
Well, that's one of the things about Dan is his durability. He's got a shocking chin.
And here he takes a big swing. And remember, Cormier made his light heavyweight debut against Patrick Cummins. The fight only lasted a little over a minute, so keep an eye on the cardio of Daniel Cormier.
He's in great shape. I don't think you have to worry about that. But the Patrick Cummins fight was a quick victory. But in Cummins' defense, he took that fight on literally a week's notice. Crowd's booing.
And of course, cardio stays with you when you're on top, and that's what DC's doing again.
Yeah, I mean, he's not having to work nearly as hard as Henderson does. Carrying all that weight and also trying to push that weight off you to get back up to your feet. Oh, big elbow by Cormier.
Of course, we had the Ronda Rousey-Sarah McMahon Olympic matchup.
This shows you what kind of respect Daniel Cormier has for the punching power of Daniel Henderson. When you consider the guys that Cormier has stood up with, guys like Bigfoot Silva, guys like Josh Barnett, has been in there with, you know.
Guy's about 50 pounds heavier than
big shots by Cormier.
Henderson trying to get up.
I mean, in the Josh Barnett fight, we really got to see what kind of wrestling Cormier possesses. To watch him ragdoll that big former heavyweight champion like that. And that was a big test for him as well, at Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. We also got to see in the Bigfoot Silva fight his combinations of his punches, which are outstanding.
Ground strikes, all Cormier.
Yeah, Cormier looks like he's trying to set up a submission, Mike. He's riding on top.
Shot to the body.
Big shot to the body. Big punches by DC, big left hands.
Henderson is just in defense mode again.
Yeah, he's completely stuck.
Midway point of the fight.
Oh,
that was a big shot.
Hard shots. Again, DC just moving all over him, controlling him. Full mount now for DC.
And that is one thing Cormier said, Joe, is that he felt he could out-wrestle Dan Henderson.
Well, he's certainly been correct.
No doubt about it. Trying to advance to that full mount again.
He had it briefly, but Dan did a good job of hip escaping, getting back to half guard. A bit better defensively, but Cormier still just roughing him up. Elbows, punches to the body.
Officially, Cormier has 2 takedowns, but man, is he taking advantage of those.
He's trying to get him in and mount a crucifix here. His ability to control Dan Henderson is actually pretty shocking. I mean, when was the last time we ever saw anybody do this on the ground?
Maybe never, right?
I don't think so. I can't think of a time where you see Dan for 2 rounds solid on his back, squirming around. You know, that leg lock attempt was the only thing to get him back up to his feet. And Dan's trying to tie up that leg again. He's going to have to go under that left leg of Cormier, though, to try to get back up to his feet. And Cormier's not having any of it.
No, and he knows how to stay heavy.
And he's beating Dan up in the process. Making Dan carry his weight. Dan tried to roll, but look, Cormier followed him perfectly. Right back into side control, sticks to him like glue. Heavy hips.
Good ground and pound by Daniel Cormier here in round 2.
Yeah, Dan is getting beat up. I mean, Dan's trying desperation moves like knees to the body from the bottom.
He is getting pounded on. Yeah. Yves Lavigne right there takes a look at the clock, takes a look at the action. He knows how durable Henderson is, though.
Well, that's one of the things about being a legend. Everybody gets to know how you fight, right? You know, there's no surprises in the chin of Dan Henderson. This is crazy. Look at this top position. 7 minutes and 28 seconds in 2 rounds.
Basically about 8 out of 10 minutes of the fight.
These are big shots from Cormier. Just slowly but surely beating Dan up, making Dan carry his weight for 2 rounds, and then hanging on here in the third, though, doing nothing, waiting for the clock to run out.
He did it with 2 takedowns.
The second.
One in the first, one in the second.
Total domination on the ground, and one of the rare times you've ever seen Dan Henderson cut.
Yeah.
Hey, I know it sucks, but you have to fucking fight this guy now. I know you're tired. Sit down, Dan. Sit down. Sit down, Dan. Sit down. Sit down.
Knows exactly what
I know you're tired, but you have to go fight him now. You have to go fight him. Yeah? I know. I know. No. You have to go now. Okay? Let's go.
Stay low there. I can't hear what Dan is saying.
There's blood in his eye. Blood in his eye. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't forget, on Saturday, July 5th, from the Mandalay Bay Event Center in Las Vegas, it's UFC 175. Chris Weidman, Lyoto Machida for the middleweight belt. Plus, Rowdy Ronda Rousey returns against Alexis Davis, and Chael Sonnen fights Vanderlei Silva. UFC 175, July 5th, only on pay-per-view. Third and final round. Great respect shown by Cormier and Henderson. UFC 173, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And again, a tall Daniel Cormier standing up high, not worried about the takedowns of Dan Henderson. Look for that left kick.
And standing up is what Henderson needs to do in this round. He's got to keep this on the feet, give himself a chance to win. That's his move, that low kick and a punch, but it's usually at a little quicker speed. Hendo's gas from carrying Cormier for so long. Goodness. My goodness, indeed. Look at that.
Just complete ragdoll.
You're absolutely right, Joe. It's a first for Dan Henderson.
Yeah, this is, I mean, total domination by Cormier. And in the grappling, you know, in Dan Henderson's world.
Yeah. The athleticism of Cormier.
The technique, the athleticism, the conditioning, the power, everything. He's a beast.
Top of the food chain.
And there's a reason why everybody's so high on this man. And it's not just because of the fact that he's had so much success. It's what everybody's said about him in the training room. It's what everybody knows about him based on his wrestling credentials. He's something special.
Yeah, and when we talk about a guy's heroes, Cormier talks about John Smith, Kevin Jackson, Dan Gable, Kenny Monday, some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And you've always said, Joe, the greatest base in MMA is wrestling. They both have it right now, Daniels.
No question. Well, look at, you know, you're talking about a guy who's 35 years old, started training at MMA at 30. Yeah. He's one of the elite of the elite. And he's dominating one of the greatest of all time right now.
He's got full mount.
Same thing with John Jones. Look at John Jones. I mean, the guy trains for 4 years, dominates the light heavyweight division, and wins the title, youngest guy ever, wrestling. It all starts out in wrestling. It's because the mind is the most important part of the big picture. And no one has a stronger mindset than amateur wrestlers. No one. They endure so much, and they're so mentally tough. And I think that when you get as good as a guy like Daniel Cormier gets at wrestling, you can get good at anything. It's just, they're willing to work harder, they're smarter, they're more focused. There's just something about the elite of the elite in any given sport.
They embrace the grind. And really, Joe, what you just said about Daniel Cormier, we were saying about Cain Velasquez 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
Same base, and look where he is now.
And this is one of the reasons why Cain is so good. And this is one of the reasons also why Daniel's so good. Because Daniel Cormier goes through this with Cain, you know, on a daily basis, all year round. This is bad. I mean, Dan Henderson has nothing left in the tank. And if Daniel Cormier unloads, he could easily get this fight stopped.
This is perhaps as one-sided as we've seen Dan Henderson be dominated in the UFC.
Well, certainly for
definitely in the UFC.
Certainly for 3 rounds. You know, I mean, we've seen him lose quickly, like the Vitor Belfort fight, and we've seen him, you know, lose in the 2nd round of the Anderson Silva fight.
But a good first round.
Yeah, good first round when he controlled Anderson on the ground. But we've never seen this. I mean, this is Daniel Cormier proving to the world that he's one of the best in the division at 205 pounds, one of the scariest of the contenders.
Bigger, younger, faster.
Just awesome, you know? And now Daniel Cormier has got the back of Dan Henderson with the arm underneath the neck.
He wants to finish his fight. Trying to tap him out.
He might have it here.
DC looking
He's
for the submission.
His own glove for the finish.
That's it. It is all over. Daniel Cormier, winner by submission. He defeats Dan Henderson.
He went out.
Total domination.
He choked Dan out right in front of us.
Hendo wouldn't tap.
Henderson is waking up right now, realizing what happened. I don't know if Hendo tapped or if he went out after he tapped. It's hard to tell. We couldn't see. We'll see it in the replay, but what a performance by Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, Joe. Our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Look at this. I mean, he did that to Josh Barnett, so I don't know why we're surprised that he did it to Dan Henderson. But look at this. He gets him back up, and look at this trip. Watch this. Gets him up. Watch his left leg. Whoop. Boom. I mean, it's like, all due respect, it's like a man and a boy. Now here, he sunk it in. He got his back, and he never tapped. Yves Lavigne recognized that Dan was out. Dan never tapped. There's not a tougher man that's ever walked the face of the planet than Dan Henderson.
Amen.
But man, Daniel Cormier is something special.
He refused to tap. Finish nonetheless. Daniel Cormier is 15-0 as he defeats Dan Henderson with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Lavigne has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 53 seconds of the 3rd round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Daniel D.C. Cormier.
2 great competitors. Is Cormier the future? He will visit with Joe.
Winner Daniel Cormier. Dan, really a spectacular performance.
1 second. John Jones, you can't run away from me forever. I'm the kid at the wrestling tournament that is always in your bracket. No matter where you go, boy, I'm coming. You better hurry because I'm getting better.
And you are getting better, sir. Amazing performance tonight against a true legend in Dan Henderson. Did anything surprise you about this fight?
No, I mean, it was just, I know nobody can wrestle me, so it doesn't matter. If I decide to take John Jones down 100 times, I'll take him down 100 times. This is my octagon, I'm the man.
I don't think we should say anything more. I think what you did tonight was a masterful performance, and I can't wait to see you fight for the title.
Thank you so much.
Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm here with one of the toughest human beings that's ever walked the face of the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Henderson, you know, you have had such a long career, and I've been very fortunate to be there from the beginning, your very first Octagon fight. Give me your thoughts on this fight tonight and what this means to you.
You know, he's a heavy guy, and got on top of me and just wore me out a little bit. And, you know, I don't know, I'm just disappointed in my performance. You know, so I apologize to all you fans, and I really appreciate your support.
You got nothing but love from this crowd here tonight, Dan. You fought your career at 185 and at 205. Do you think if you continue, you'll compete as a middleweight?
Possibly. I mean, I weighed in at 199 for this fight, which is smaller than most middleweights. But, you know, I've never really noticed that big of a difference till, you know, tonight he was just heavy on top.
maybe I shouldn't have given that chicken.
Well, and even in the end, you still refuse to tap and go out. What do you do now? Do you go and think about the future? Do you have a plan set in your mind?
You know, my plan was to beat DC tonight, so just going to have to figure it out, move forward, and I'm not done yet. I'm still going to compete. You know, I love the sport, and I absolutely love the support you guys give me, and I will continue to do it until I can.
It's been an honor to call your fights. You're one of the greatest of all time. And thank you very much for another amazing display of heart and courage. Dan Henderson, ladies and gentlemen.
He truly is a Hall of Famer in all rights. And there is his good friend Cain Velasquez, of course, training partner of Daniel Cormier. And Johnny Football, the Cleveland Browns, selected Johnny Manziel. Will he be the savior on the banks of Lake Erie? He's in attendance tonight, and it's great to see him.
In check as Renan Barão faces T.J. Dillashaw.
Joe, and as Chad Mendez said, the talented and good-looking T.J. Dillashaw, the meanest man at the gym in Sacramento, California. Take a look at our rankings. Of course, Renan Barão, the longtime champion at 135. Uriah Faber has fought him a few times. Now his teammate gets a chance.
Yeah, look, as you look here, you see just an incredible group of talented fighters. T.J. Dillashaw is a man who's been making his way through the ranks ever since we saw him on The Ultimate Fighter. What we see from this kid is massive potential. And what we see tonight is him facing the biggest mountain in the 135-pound division. When you have an athlete like T.J. Dillashaw, a real warrior, it's all about how they rise to the occasion, how they meet the challenge. Tonight, he has the biggest challenge that anyone can have at 135 pounds. And we will get to see T.J. Dillashaw's full potential tonight. The question is, will it be enough?
Exactly. Renan Barão has been nothing short of brilliant. We know that. But I found it very interesting when I asked Uriah Faber about T.J. Dillashaw. And I said with great respect, Uriah, you couldn't get it done. Why do we believe T.J. can? And he said he's different than me, Mike. He's got a different center of gravity. His legs are strong. He's younger. I said, is he faster? He goes, he's different. They think he has a skill set different than Uriah's. And he said he's younger. That can solve the Barão puzzle.
It very well could be wishful thinking because he saw, Uriah Faber saw Renan Barão across the octagon from him twice unsuccessfully. What I see in Renan Barão is skills that are unparalleled. You see the very best striking, the very best grappling. Everything he does is beautiful and world class, and everything he does represents the highest level of mixed martial arts we've seen today. You and I have been very fortunate to be here from the 90s. We've seen a huge evolution of this sport. Renan Barão represents the peak of this evolution.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean that T.J. Dillashaw can't beat him.
No one is unbeatable. We have learned that over the years. But the man who hasn't been beaten in nearly a decade is the bantamweight champion, the Brazilian, Renan Barão.
I've always known a title shot for me was on the horizon. As long as I keep performing the way I'm performing, that I was going to get my shot. I'm just so competitive that I want to win the fight so bad that I'm always going for the finish. I get chills thinking about when I get that belt. You know, if it's a submission, if it's the knockout, no matter what, I'm going for it.
Huge victory for T.J. Dillashaw.
Ele nunca pegou sangue pode igual como o meu, não. Vai ser... Eu me considero como um atirador de elite nato, um atacante, né? Meu objetivo é tentar lutar pra frente o máximo possível, sempre tentar nocautear ou finalizar a qualquer momento.
I'm the underdog because he's the champ. It takes off some pressure from me. You know, I get to let loose and prove the world that I'm a lot better than they think. I'm the better athlete, got better cardio, and obviously I'm going in for the finish, but I got to be ready for a 5-round war.
Ele falou que ia cair pra dentro, ia sair na mão. Tomara que ele venha com esse pensamento mesmo. de sair na porrada mesmo, pra gente estar dando show pra todo mundo. Seja uma das melhores lutas aí que o UFC esteja tendo.
For me, it's a Cinderella story. You know, it's my destiny to be the UFC champion of the world. You know, it's exciting to be the one that's going to shock him, you know, because it's going to happen.
Challenger, T.J. Dillashaw, very early in his career, as a member of Team Alpha Male, Uriah Faber said he will be a champion one day.
Well, he has massive potential. Dwayne Bang Ludwig said, when I asked him of this fight, this kid can do it. He said it's a tough fight. I would have liked him to maybe have a little more time with me, but he said he can do it.
T.J. Dillashaw steps into the Ultimate Poker Prep Point. Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. This, ironically, is the last time Ben Ludwig will officially be the head coach of Team Alpha Male. He's been there since December of 2012. He's going to open his own gym in Colorado. Everything's good. They love each other. Ben just wants to have his own place. But he thinks right here is the biggest chance for him to be able to coach a UFC champion.
Well, he's going to continue to work with TJ even after this. Absolutely. They have a very special relationship together, and he has been a sponge soaking up knowledge from Dwayne Ludwig. It's helped him tremendously, not just in his striking, where Bang is a world-class expert, but Dwayne is a student of MMA in a way that's impossible to describe if you don't know the man. He obsesses on it all day, and the same thing that led him to be a world-class kickboxer is making him one of the best coaches in the game right now.
And that's one thing TJ said. He said, it's amazing the way he breaks it down, almost second by second. And then, of course, he said, and by the way, my coach owns the fastest knockout in UFC history.
I had lunch with Dwayne today, and he talked to me in depth about strategy and movement and all the things that TJ needs to do. He thinks he can get it done, and we're about to find out.
Johnson, John Jones, Jose Aldo, or is it that man, Renan Barão, who's the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in the world today?
It's a pick-em, you know, who knows?
On any given night, right?
Yeah, John Jones is arguably the best. Jose Aldo at his best is arguably the best. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson has no flaws. He's, I think, maybe the most technically perfect fighter in mixed martial arts today. But this kid is something special. Renan Barão is so dynamic. The way he moves, the distance he covers so quickly, the power in his strikes, his confidence, his creativity inside the octagon, the unpredictable nature of his attacks, whether it's spinning back kicks to the face, whether it's knees, standing knees to the chin without even clinching. I mean, the way he gets things done, the way he takes people's backs, the way he sinks in chokes. Everything he does is world class. There's not a single flaw in his game, but he's immortal. He's a man, and a man, if he gets kicked in the face or punched in the jaw, he can go unconscious, he can get submitted if he catches his neck, he can get beaten if he makes a mistake. Everyone is flawed. That's the beauty of this game, that there are no perfect fighters. There's guys that have perfect performances, there's guys that have perfect moments. There are no perfect fighters.
We saw that when Anderson Silva was knocked out by Chris Weidman. Oh, by the way, Cain Velasquez, Anthony Pettis not far behind in the argument, but Renan Barão has been nothing short of spectacular since the day he became a professional mixed martial artist. Lost his first fight, has not lost since. 18 years old, the last time he was defeated.
Yeah, a 35-fight unbeaten streak is great. I mean, that's unprecedented in mixed martial arts, and against world-class competition like Uriah Faber, Michael McDonald, Eddie Wineland. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's the way he has the ability to capitalize on these brief moments, like when he hit Brad Pickett with that standing knee and then took his back like a ninja. I mean, he just does things that are incredible.
Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, is brought to you by Ultimate Poker, the official online gaming partner of the UFC. Visit ultimatepoker.com, your poker room online. The champion is 27. The challenger is 28. Reach advantage goes to the Brazilian. And once again, with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, presented by Bud Light. Here we go. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with Chairman Francisco Aguilar, Executive Director Bob Babbitt, and Commissioners Skip Valentino, Bill Brady, Pat Lumball, and Anthony Marnell. Our three judges scoring this contest from Octagon side are Derek Cleary, Chris Lee, and Tony Weeks. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light. Here we go. Metro PCS, where nationwide 4G LTE is $40, period. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a monkey-style fighter holding a professional record, 10 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Sacramento, California, presenting the challenger, TJ Dillashaw. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 34 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Renan the Baron Barão!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Let's keep it clean. Touch gloves and let's do this.
Neither fighter has been taken down in their UFC career. T.J. Dillashaw, Renan Barão for the UFC Bantamweight Championship. Tonight's clock is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Blue trunks for Dillashaw, black trunks for Barão. Both men very, very fast with their hands.
Yeah, Herb Dean better be real careful not to get run over tonight.
He's got that right?
He covers some distance.
TJ on the back pedal. Lead uppercut. He's got a level of mean that everybody on his team talks about.
Good right kick right away by TJ. When I talked to Dwayne today, one of their concerns was getting through the first couple rounds. They think that Barão cuts a tremendous amount of weight and has a real problem with his cardio because of that. They talk about the Mike McDonald fight as an example of that. I think that's just an incredibly tough fight, and that's why he was having a bit of a stamina issue. It wasn't enough to keep him from winning the fight in spectacular fashion. They think that TJ is quick enough to avoid Renan's strikes. They think he's quicker than him. And they think that if he can get this into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, he can start to dominate.
The key word you just used? If.
Right now he's moving well, but Barão is controlling the center of the octagon and pressing forward.
He is dynamic.
TJ looks very loose, though. I'll tell you that. He does not look stiff.
Very confident.
Yeah, he does not look...
Split decision to Rafael Assunção. The only setback since 2011 for T.J. Dillashaw. So he's had some very good success as well. Superman punch.
Oh, he tagged him. He just tagged him with that uppercut. He's got to be careful not to run into things, though.
I like how he's switching his stance.
He's very calm and relaxed out there for a guy who's fighting one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on earth.
And extremely fluid.
Look how light he is on his feet, too.
Hands down. He's got good wrestling, too. Of course, Barão
tagged him. He tagged him again.
Got hit
straight
again.
left.
Uppercut. Dillashaw looks lightning quick so far.
This is what I was hoping we would see from TJ. Him rise to the occasion, and so far he's done so. Nice counter by Barão, though. Good straight right counter.
Dillashaw was circling away from that spinning back kick. Again, he tries to work his way inside.
Well, he's doing a great job of feinting, disguising his movement, being unpredictable in his attack, and also constantly shifting stances, moving left and right, not giving Barão a stationary target that he could load up on.
He looks to be at a different speed.
He tagged him again.
Than Renan Barão goes thus far in the fight.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is without a doubt the best TJ Dillashaw we've ever seen.
It's going to take that to try to knock this man off the pedestal. Seconds on the clock here in the first round. 5-round title fight in the main event.
He's throwing everything. Uppercuts from the lead, high kicks, switching stances, light on his feet.
Joe, you talked earlier about all the Team Alpha male fighters benefiting from the presence of Bang Ludwig, but there's something special in the relationship between Dillashaw and Ludwig.
No doubt, no doubt. And Dillashaw and Chad Mendes have probably shown the most improvement because of Ludwig.
Oh! Big shot trying to finish! Wow!
Barão's in big trouble. He's in big trouble.
Dillashaw looking to become the champion!
He's got to be careful. Barão's going for his leg. He's got his knee out. Barão's in trouble. He's in big trouble.
40 seconds! Herb Dean right on top of the action!
He tagged him again.
Watch out.
TJ's got Barão's back.
Looking to lock it in. 20 seconds. Cranking on it.
He's trying to get the neck crank. He doesn't have any hooks, though. Look at this!
Can he finish his fight?
No, Barão turned into the choke beautifully.
Wow! Renan Barão!
Barão is in all trouble.
Survives round one. Wow!
You think TJ Dillashaw's ready for a title shot?
I would say so.
Look at this. Right on the jaw. Barão's eyes roll back in his head. And he drops.
Look at Uriah.
Não quero trocação franca agora nesse momento.
Don't trade extreme punches with him right now. Don't trade punches.
Ele está se movimentando demais.
He's moving too much.
A jogar o frontal ali para afastar ele.
You got to start throwing that front kick to keep him back. Don't go to punch him.
Eu preciso que você recupere. Eu preciso que você recupere.
I have to get you back.
Eu preciso que você recupere.
You got to get back in this round. You can lose the round, but you got to come back.
The real question is, how much damage did that punch do? When you get hit like that, he might be concussed.
Which is why his corner's talking about, I need to get you back. I need to get you back. But credit where credit's due. Renan Barão survived that big knockdown and restart round two.
He certainly did.
And TJ does not want to get irresponsible looking to become the champion too early. Fight like he did in round one. Let it come to him.
And look at this. We're seeing a tentative Renan Barão. Who would have ever thought that?
Well, you know what? When we talk about this game, and you did a moment ago, Joe, no one is perfect. And Dillashaw just knocked down Renan Barão and nearly became the champion. Good knee to the body of Dillashaw.
Dillashaw's got to be careful here, Mike, because he's starting to disregard the power of Renan Barão, just wade forward.
Which is what you and I were just talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
Yep.
What he was doing before was pick his shots, move, be unpredictable, attack at angles that Renan doesn't see coming. And if he just goes looking for the knockout, he might blow this shot.
Yep, he's got 19 more minutes to try to win this fight. He doesn't have to do it right now. Dillashaw with a cut on the right side of his face. Up near the temple, with blood not in his eye.
He tagged him again. Just very lightly grazed him.
Well, we know they go hard in their sparring at Nova Union. We saw that.
You heard him again.
Barão recovering.
Barão with a big left afterwards and a kick.
Dillashaw having good success here early in round two. 35-fight unbeaten streak for Barão. I like the footwork by Dillashaw.
Dillashaw, excellent movement.
Barão starting to engage too, Joe.
Good kick by Barão.
Kick inside answered by Dillashaw.
Head kick. Wow.
Barão had the hands up to defend. 2 minutes into this round.
Barão is getting tagged. This is crazy.
Dillashaw's explosiveness is the difference in this fight.
Well, his movement, he's not standing flat-footed like a lot of the opponents. He's not standing in front of Barão, letting him load up. He's being very unpredictable and creative, and his footwork is excellent.
And he wasn't defeated before he even entered the gate.
No, he's very calm and relaxed. Excited, but confident.
Spin it.
Beautiful job of avoiding that spinning back kick. Boy, they can't do that, though. Don't get in a wild haymaker exchange. I like how he's mixing it up and going to the body as well. That's the second left to the body he's landed. Look at this.
Will he be the first to take him down in the octagon? Not yet.
Looking for a guillotine.
Team Alpha Male, Team Guillotine. 2 minutes on the clock here in round two. Barão looks to be, may not be fully recovered, but very recovered from the onslaught in round one.
Good. Oh, inside leg kick landed on the cup. Let's take a look at that real quick. Inside leg kick, yep.
Dillashaw, as he recovers, is really known for his high strike rate. But Joe, as you talked about, he's got to be careful that he doesn't come out of his game plan looking to knock out Henry Morales.
Well, sometimes when a fighter lands a big shot, he gets too confident and he starts headhunting. He's got to stop doing that. He's got to go back to what got him to the dance. And that is smooth combinations, excellent footwork, being unpredictable and creative, and making Renan Barão think.
Barão saw that kick.
Barão with a good punch there. Excellent switching his stances. Look at that lead uppercut again.
Oh, caught with the right hand again. And the left. Good jab.
Oh, beautiful lead right hand.
Nice kick.
Mixes it up with the kicks. Both guys exchange kicks there.
Dillashaw once again, his hands all the way down. Just his style.
Well, he's just mixing things up a lot. And when he's dropping his hands, he's inviting Barão to move forward. And then when he goes to move forward, he's not there. See? There's a nice inside leg kick. Oh, both guys throwing bombs.
30 seconds on the clock here in the second.
Oh, good combination by Renan Barão.
Swing and a miss at the end of that combination.
Good kick to the body by Dillashaw.
20 seconds.
Again, that left hook to the body. And again, tries to go that right hand or right kick over the top.
Dillashaw mixing it up. Final seconds of the round.
Again, to the body and to the head. Masterful job by TJ Dillashaw of mixing things up. 2 rounds in the book for the challenger. Amazing. Amazing.
Breathe, TJ. Breathe right now. This is a game of cardio. We don't want to give him a break, and that means just touching and fainting.
Justin
Breathe.
Same thing, okay? Same thing. When you go with the switch cross kick, you switch cross kick, I need the left kick behind that, okay? Deep breath, slow down. What are you going to give me more of? Switch cross, kick? Yes, you want switch cross kick, left kick, okay? Deep breath. I need one.
No one on the planet talks quicker than Duane Ludwig. Look at this. Boom, right hand on the eye. You hear Renan Barão landed this left hook and another one behind it and just missed with that haymaker right hand.
All but 52 seconds of this fight has been contested on the feet. And TJ Dillashaw proving that he can go toe-to-toe with Renan Barão. Our clock brought to you tonight by Bud Light. Here we go. Round 3.
And what's interesting is this is the round that they wanted TJ to turn it up. They believe that Barão starts to slow down around the 3rd. And that this is a cardio game, as they said in between rounds.
And we know that the cardio is outstanding for TJ Dillashaw. It always has been.
Well, I had the pleasure of watching TJ work with Duane Ludwig and seeing the combinations that they do and seeing the work they put in. And the kid's an animal. I mean, impressive work rate. High kick.
John, that's why it goes back to my conversation with Uriah where he said he's just different. Younger, faster. He's just different. He is a future champion. Will tonight be the number? Looked like it in round 1.
Beautiful. Switching of directions there and landing that kick. And landing that punch, rather. There was a nice kick by Barão. Barão, powerful leg kicks. And I would like to see him use more of those because that's been one of his best weapons. But I just don't think he feels comfortable just setting in and launching techniques right now after getting blocked like that in that 1st round.
It's actually Dillashaw, Joe, who's landed more kicks and knees in the fight thus far.
He's landing more everywhere. There Barão goes for a high kick. And TJ slides right out of the way of it. But you think about Barão's success against Uriah Faber with the leg kicks in the 1st fight. I mean, he has sensational leg kicks. But that 1st round just changed everything.
34 professional wins for Renan Barão.
TJ tagged him again, tagged him to the left. And TJ's mixing it up, southpaw and orthodox, very well. Oh, beautiful leg kick. Switching of directions, misdirect. Boom, tagged him again. Head kick. Oh!
2:45 and a big combination.
TJ Dillashaw is dominating a guy who everybody thought is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. This is amazing.
Looking to finish it.
Right hook.
Midway point of this championship fight. So first you talk about the cardio of Barao, then you talk about the damage that he has taken. Counter.
Good kick to the body by Barao.
Just over 2.
Oh, beautiful. Change of direction, straight left hand. This is technique. It's not just wailing on him or brawling.
About it.
The footwork is outstanding. Beautiful step-in jab.
Don't forget, after our pay-per-view tonight, Jake Glazer, Chael Sonnen, Rashad Evans, Ariel Helwani, Fox Sports 1, the home of our live UFC 173 post-fight show.
I mean, you see shades of so many different spectacular fighters in the way he's moving. The footwork of Dominic Cruz.
He's just so fluid and confident. Fighting one of the greatest in the world and extremely confident that he can beat him.
There is head kick again. But this is one of the things we said about TJ is that he will rise to the occasion. And what we're seeing right now is his best, what he's capable of. And what he's capable of is better than anything he's ever shown before. It's all that hard work manifesting itself in a spectacular performance so far.
The third alpha male fighter to challenge for a
Look
UFC
at that
title
change
in
of
6 months.
direction.
And he looks better than anybody. Final minute of round 3.
I mean, he is teeing off on Barao.
Looks like that knee.
Yeah, he apologized, but look, Barao's bloodied.
Barao's right there.
Tagged him again, straight left.
Until he's done, Barao's right in this fight. Swing and a miss. Looks like he's saying he got poked. TJ pushes forward. Herb Dean says, keep fighting. Dillashaw looking for the takedown. Still, neither of these fighters has been taken down in the UFC. 15 seconds.
Knees to the inside of the thigh.
Another round
to slow him down
Dillashaw.
even more. Another dominant round for Dillashaw. I mean, this is crazy. We are seeing the emergence of a great fighter.
Andre Pederneiras.
Barão. Oi? Tá bom, não tem problema não. Vou falar com você.
Let me tell you something.
Vamos tentar dar umas gringas, botar ele pra baixo.
You gotta try to take
Como
him
é que tá
down.
sentindo a força ali?
How you feeling strength?
Como é que tá sentindo a esgrima ali? Tá sentindo forte ali pra esgrima?
Is he strong?
Go to the liver first and bring it to the head. Go to the head, go to the liver. Your southpaw's killing it, man. It's beautiful. So he's moving and keeps touching.
All this is what? Left kick. Okay? Liver and head. Liver and head. Touch, pull, return.
He's dead.
Touch, pull, return.
And that right
Same shit you're doing.
You
Right
hear all the
hook.
technical instruction by Dwayne Ludwig, and that's one of the reasons why he stands out as such a great coach. And then you see these beautiful combinations. Look at this head kick. You see the movement of TJ Dillashaw, just unparalleled, amazing movement.
And in the corner of Renan Barao, Andre Pederneiras said, you need to take him down. Renan Barao, the 100th black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Pederneiras. Our clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And look at this.
Championship rounds.
TJ decides to try to take him down. And by doing that, by mixing it up with these takedown attempts, it becomes more unpredictable and makes Renan think more. More hesitation, more uncertainty.
Dillashaw 0 for 3 with his takedown opportunities tonight. Barao has stuffed the first 20 attempts in his UFC career.
Head kick again. I love how he does that fake to the right and goes over the top of that kick.
He is behind on the scorecards big time.
Kick Kick to the body.
TJ at over 50%. Fourth round. Fourth title defense for Renan Barão. Moving away.
Again, beautiful kick to the body by TJ. That kick from the southpaw position. Loves that left to the body. Right hook. Oh, straight left.
Another one. And the kick. Barão trying to survive and counter. And again, his trainer Andre Pedernera said, take him down. Barão has not even attempted yet.
This is crazy. I mean, TJ looks like a world-class kickboxer. And Barão has an empty gas tank. I mean, the way he's throwing these kicks and punches, they're moving through mud.
Dillashaw trying to make this 4 to 6 weeks the greatest of his life. First to win a
beautiful
title.
right hand.
And another combination.
Barão's in trouble. Oh, Barão tagged Dillashaw. He's still swinging.
TJ with the right hand up now.
Boy, he stepped into that one.
Barão standing in the pocket.
But what TJ can't do is get flat-footed here. He's got to get, and then he goes right back to what got him to the dance. Keep moving. Tagged him again. 2 straight lefts.
His movement has really prevented Renan Barão from teeing off with those trademark leg kicks.
Shows him the right, easily dodges the kick.
Clinch.
TJ trying to get his hands free. Lands an elbow inside. Good punches by TJ. TJ's gas tank, not affected at all.
Don't grab the fence.
By 3.5 rounds, one of the best fighters on the planet.
They exchange in the clinch. Dillashaw stays busy.
And what's interesting, Mike, is, you know, TJ arguably could just move away and win the championship right now. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything. He's dominated 4 rounds so far.
He's that footwork and that confidence again. Dancing around. Ball. Spinning a miss.
He almost soccer kicked him there. Look at this. TJ's going for a guillotine. You gotta be careful on the ground here because Barão is still very crafty. Absolutely. He's a world-class black belt.
TJ, Division I wrestler. Of course, they're coached by 4-time All-American Lance Palmer.
Yeah, but TJ's got to be careful he doesn't get subbed here. And I know that Barão is exhausted, and I know that TJ has good defense, but man, to get subbed after all this.
Anderson is exhausted.
Look out for the leg, look out for the leg. Pulls out. Barão still going for it. You got to respect that. I mean, he's definitely in desperado mode here. And TJ just totally confident to exchange with him here on the ground and batter Barão. Elbow.
TJ.
Mike, what this fight is so far is what I love about one of these fights. I love watching someone with potential reach for a champion that, you know, you see a guy like Renan Barão, everyone's scared of him. I mean, everyone looks at this guy as the greatest ever. And everyone looks at this guy as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters we've ever seen in MMA. And a guy like TJ Dillashaw rises to that occasion. And we see this so far phenomenal performance that we're so privileged to be able to watch. This is what I love most about fights. These unexpected moments where someone shines.
It's the last round.
Oi, ele tá ganhando.
He's winning the fight.
Agora é o seguinte. Esse é o último round.
This is the last round.
Ou vai pra pegar ou acabou a luta pra
Or you got to go and knock him out, submit him, or you're going to lose this fight.
Entendeu?
Everything or nothing. You got to give everything. It's for your family.
Eu falo pra você o seguinte.
jogar o jab, vai rodar com a mão direita aqui.
You gotta jab him and turn.
What are you gonna do?
Move my feet.
Thank you.
Push to a punch.
Thank you. Give him a seminar for me. Cool. We're not even gonna charge him. Cool.
Deep breath.
Love you.
Seminar, we're not even going to charge you.
Stay nice and tight.
Stay tight. Hey.
Sounds like something Mark Pellegrino would say. TJ Dillashaw 5 minutes away from bringing a UFC belt home to Uriah's gym. Team Alpha Male. Faber has fought him twice. He has also fought Jose Aldo. But tonight's about Dillashaw and Barao, 5th and final round.
And Barao is battered. His right eye is almost closed. And he's been dominated for 4 rounds for the first time in his career.
Clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go, 5 minutes left.
Nice leg kick by TJ.
Andre Pederneiras quite clear to say, dude, you got to stop this right now. Knock him out or submit him, or he's going to leave with your belt. And the answer is yes, Barao has the ability.
Good hook to the body by Barao. And good kick to the body by TJ. TJ can't stand in front of Barao. Barao now knows that he's in desperation mode, so he's not going to try to hold anything back for any future rounds like he did in the first 4.
Good
kick to the body by TJ.
The best defense is a great offense, and that's what Dillashaw's doing.
The way he switches there, shifts to the other side and jabs him with the right.
Sports, Joe, they always say the toughest game is the one you use to clinch in the playoffs. So this 5th round might be the most challenging for TJ. Let's see if Henin has anything left. We know that he has been told that he has to go for broke.
TJ's fighting exactly the way he fought in the first 4. Just doing his thing.
Yep, which is exactly the thing to do. Don't get in a shell.
Yeah, continue with your footwork. Continue being unpredictable, continue moving light on your feet, turning angles like that right there, bam, beautiful jab. Jabs off the left and jabs off the right.
Yep.
Barao really telegraphed that. Big jump and a leap.
Under 3.
Beautiful jab, how he's switching stances. You don't know where the jab's coming from. And head movement. There's the kick again.
Stiff punch to the face of Barao. Looking for the finish. Barao on his back. It is all over. TJ Dillashaw is the new UFC Bantamweight champion.
What an incredible performance. You want to talk about a kid rising to the occasion. One of the best examples I have ever seen in all my years of watching mixed martial arts. Tonight, we saw TJ Dillashaw reach his full potential. An amazing performance. The first UFC title for Team Alpha Male. And look at Duane Ludwig and TJ Dillashaw are crying together.
And Joe, what a shot of Joseph Benavidez and Uriah Faber in the stands.
And here's the thing, he was dominating the fight and still took risks and still closed the show. 4 full rounds of domination, and it absolutely closed the show in the 5th round.
Justin Buchholz in tears. They all are. Look at this. What a great moment. TJ Dillashaw is the champion.
Duane Ludwig is crying right now. TJ's crying. This is incredible. What a moment. What an incredible moment.
Congratulations, TJ Dillashaw. There's Uriah.
The word spectacular. It was beyond spectacular. That was one of the finest performances, one of the most impressive performances I have ever seen in my entire career.
His fiancée, Rebecca, they are getting married in a month. So a UFC belt, and soon he will be married to Rebecca, and we take a look at our fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
In all my years of watching fights, of calling fights, this may be the most impressive performance, the most unexpected performance I've ever seen. I mean, you gotta go back to Mike Tyson beating Buster Douglas beating Mike Tyson when he was a 42-1 underdog. But this was more impressive. TJ TJ Dillashaw dominated Renan Barão with Renan Barão's best weapons. Renan Barão, leading up to this fight, talked about how he was an elite striker, a sniper. TJ Dillashaw shut him out of this fight. Just a magnificent performance by the new champion.
Renan Barão defeated for the first time since 2005. An alpha male as a UFC champion. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 26 seconds of round number 5. Declaring the winner by TKO, and now the new undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, TJ Dillashaw.
That was the greatest performance I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you so much.
What does that mean to you when you hear the new bantamweight champion of the world, TJ Dillashaw? What is going through your mind right now?
Oh man, I've dreamed it for so long, and it's unbelievable, man. It's the greatest feeling in the world, and all you have to do is believe, baby. Believe you're the best in the world and you'll get here.
TJ, leading up to this fight, one of the things that we had said was this was about you reaching your full potential and you rising to the occasion. You surpassed all expectations tonight in this performance. I mean, this was just, it was stunning. Was this surprising to you?
Yeah, I mean, Barão's the best in the world in my eyes, you know what I mean? Like, I've been looking up to the guy. I felt respect to getting in the cage against him, you know? He's the best in the world, and that's what brought it out of me, you know? It's what brought the best out of me, because I knew I was fighting the best. I had to bring my A game to be the champion of the world, and it happened, baby! Calvert County, Angels Camp, Sacramento, I love you guys!
No one can change this. I mean, this is in the books forever. And I want you to look up at the screen and enjoy this, because this was incredible. Here's the first round. This was where you caught him with this beautiful overhand right. His eyes rolled back in his head. He went down. What were you thinking at that moment?
Thinking my Bang Muay Thai is tight. With a little one body landed right on the button, baby. And, you know, I owe it to my team. I owe it to my coach. It looked beautiful.
It was incredible. Now let's take a look at the 5th round. You went into this round, you had dominated 4 rounds in a row, but you were still being incredibly aggressive. You were all over him. Why were you still trying to finish this fight in a 4-round fight that you completely dominated up till now?
That's who I am. You know, I'm aggressive. I've done it in the gym every day. They told me to turn. I want to finish every fight. I don't ever want to go to the judges again. And just, I knew I had to be my best, I got to be aggressive. I'm not a defensive fighter. I'm coming at you, baby.
TJ, this is one of the finest performances I've ever seen, and the best performance, I'll say right now. This is the most spectacular performance I've ever seen against a guy in Barão who is easily one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. Congratulations on just a masterful work tonight.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here with you. Man, I've looked up to you for a while too, and thank you so much, everyone. I love all my fans. I love all you guys. This is why I do it. Let's get loud. Come on.
It was an honor calling this fight. Thank you very much, brother. TJ Dillashaw, ladies and gentlemen, the bantamweight champion of the world.
What a moment. And his brother Casey in the background, too, putting a strap on. Congratulations, TJ Dillashaw. Uriah Faber, the mentor. And TJ Dillashaw will bring the UFC bantamweight belt to Sacramento, California, and Team Alpha Male. Back to Joe.
I'm here with Renan Barão. Renan, a very difficult fight. Give us your thoughts on the fight and what, if anything, was surprising to you.
Foi uma luta muito dura. Fala o que você achou, se teve alguma coisa que te surpreendeu na luta.
Não, foi dura mesmo. Tá de parabéns, Dillashaw. Hoje foi o dia dele. Mas eu vou voltar, pode anotar.
It was really a tough fight. I have to congratulate him. Tonight was his night, but I'm coming back.
What did you expect from TJ Dillashaw, and what was your game plan going into this fight tonight?
O que você esperava dele e qual era a sua estratégia hoje?
A estratégia é sempre fazer o meu jogo, né? O que eu faço melhor é trocar em pé e defender bastante as quedas ali. Mas hoje foi o dia dele, então Deus sabe todas as coisas, então tudo certo. E vou recuperar o que é meu.
My strategy was to go in there and do what I do, but God knows what he does best, and I'm going to come back.
Renan Barão, you're still one of the finest fighters on the planet, one of the best, pound for pound. It's always an honor watching you fight, and I can't wait to see you fight again.
É sempre um prazer te ver lutar, você é um dos melhores, ele quer ver você lutar novamente.
We look forward to seeing you return. Thank you very much. Renan Barão, ladies and gentlemen.
Renan Barão, still one of the greatest fighters in the world. Tonight, though, belongs to T.J. Dillashaw, the fourth Ultimate Fighter competitor to become a UFC champion. UFC 173, Barão versus Dillashaw, has been brought to you by Harley-Davidson. The lowrider is back and rides even lower. See all the new motorcycles at harleydavidson.com. What a great night inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, and yes, it has happened. Renan Barão has been defeated, and top to bottom, he was beat up tonight by a better fighter in T.J. Dillashaw.
It was incredible. It was what we had said before the fight, that this is an opportunity for someone to rise to the occasion. Yeah. And boy, did he. He fought as good as I've ever seen anyone fight inside the octagon. And I am talking about world-class fighters like Jose Aldo. You're talking about guys like Jon Jones. You're talking about guys like Lyoto Machida. He fought as good as any of them. From the opening bell, he fought a perfect fight against one of the most dangerous men in the world. T.J. Dillashaw, man, I can't say enough good things about this guy. I really can't. Just absolutely incredible.
The one thing that T.J. Dillashaw has in common with Daniel Cormier is that we've always thought he was going to be a champion. And here in the championship rounds, Dillashaw continued to attack. That was a huge key to victory.
Well, you know what? He never let off the gas. That was the thing. And, you know, he was trying to win every second of this round. Every second of this fight. He wasn't trying to play safe in any way, shape, or form. He caught him with that kick, hit him with that punch, and just swarmed on him. T.J. Dillashaw dominated one of the top 4 pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. I mean, you can't say anything bad about what he did tonight. It was a spectacular performance. I am saying it was the best performance I've ever seen in my life.
Well, he certainly brought it all together. Bang Ludwig gets a ton of credit, but so does Uriah Faber and Chad Mendes and Justin Buchholz and Joseph Benavidez. All those guys worked so hard, and they worked so hard for so long, and they all will enjoy this championship together.
Well, as we said about Daniel Cormier training with Cain Velasquez and all those great fighters at AKA, you're seeing a similar situation here with T.J. Dillashaw. Being in camp every day with Chad Mendes, being there with Joseph Benavidez, Uriah Faber, because of the fact they have all these guys. They have all these tough Danny Castillo, Justin Buchholz. They've got all these animals in that gym, and they're all getting better together because of it. And what you saw tonight was just... it's masterful. It was masterful.
Well, TJ is the story of the night. TJ Dillashaw steals the spotlight, but the man who put himself in position to steal the spotlight down the road is Daniel Cormier, because the celebration will continue in that locker room as well. Big win over Dan Henderson earlier.
Most certainly. I mean, Daniel Cormier put on a show tonight and ragdolled Dan Henderson. He really sent a message that Dan Henderson is a great fighter, but really probably should be fighting at 185 pounds when you have to deal with a guy like Daniel Cormier at 205. Dan came into this fight fairly light at 199 pounds, whereas Cormier struggled to make 205 and just ragdolled the former champion. This is how tough Dan Henderson is. Never thought about tapping, just went out. And, you know, you can't say enough about the toughness of Dan Henderson. You can't say enough about the performance of Daniel Cormier tonight. He was on fire.
He has beaten some of the best in the world, many at heavyweight. Now he made a huge statement that light heavyweight is where he should fight.
Well, he's certainly one of the top contenders. Of course, Alexander Gustafsson is next in line to face Jon Jones for a rematch rather, of a great fight that they had. But for sure, Daniel Cormier is waiting in the wings. What he said before this fight was that he was going to go in there, beat Dan Henderson, and take a seat on the sidelines. I suspect that's exactly what we're going to see, and I believe he'll be the next, after Gustafsson, the challenge for the title.
Well, the new bantamweight seat belongs to T.J. Dillashaw, and I'll tell you what, that seat that DC has is right in the front row. He is coming. What a great night of fights, Joe, and congratulations again to the new bantamweight champion, T.J. Dillashaw. Here's what's coming up inside the octagon. On Saturday, May 31st, it's a UFC doubleheader. The action begins with UFC Fight Night, Mousasi versus Munoz from the O2 World in Berlin, Germany. Former Strikeforce champion Gegard Mousasi takes on ground and pound specialist Mark Munoz. At 3 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Then hop over to Fox Sports 1 for UFC Fight Night, Miocic versus Maldonado, as heavyweight contenders collide when rapidly rising star Stipe Miocic battles ultra-tough Brazilian Fabio Maldonado. The action begins at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports 1. Then on Saturday, June 7th, from the Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's UFC Fight Night, Henderson versus Khabilov. Former UFC lightweight champion Benson Henderson takes on Russian sensation Rustam Khabilov. It's UFC Fight Night, Henderson versus Khabilov, live on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. Eastern. Then on June 14th, the Octagon returns to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada for UFC 174. Our main event is for the flyweight title, as the champion, Demetrius Johnson, fights Ali Bagautinov. Plus, British Columbia native Rory McDonald takes on Tyron Woodley. UFC 174, live on pay-per-view from Vancouver, British Columbia, at 10 in the East, 7 in the West. Immediately following tonight's event, you can watch the post-fight press conference live on UFC.com. And afterwards, for the first time ever, you get exclusive coverage of Dana White's sit-down with the media. And you never know what the UFC president will have to say. That will be live only on UFCFightPass.com. And don't forget to tune into Fox Sports 1, the exclusive home of the UFC, for the live UFC 173 post-fight show with Jay Glazer, Chael Sonnen, Rashad Evans, and Ariel Helwani. The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship are Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer is Craig Borsari. Tonight's show, produced by Bruce Connell and directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Jamie Varner breaks his ankle, stayed in the fight as long as he could, but he does not come away with a victory. The same can be said for Francisco Rivera, went toe-to-toe with Takeya Mitsugaki. Mitsugaki making a statement to everyone that he wants his shot at UFC gold. Then, ruthless Robbie Lawler faced the juggernaut, Jake Ellenberger. And tonight was all about Lawler, who wants another shot at Johnny Hendricks as soon as possible. Then, in our co-main event of the evening, DC Daniel Cormier took on fellow Olympian Hendo Dan Henderson. And Daniel Cormier was simply dominant, as good as ever, as he put Henderson to sleep. Cormier remains unbeaten as a pro. Then in our main event, the bantamweight title on the line, one of the greatest in the world today, Renan Barão, defeated for the first time in nearly a decade. TJ Dillashaw is the new bantamweight champion. For my partner Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time. We see you right back here inside the Octagon.